tubes to see if we're up.
Gentlemen, I've been up for 3 hours.
It's starting to go black.
Are we all good? Are we on?
We are on the Twitch.
Okay, so boil up a pot, take a seat by the hearth, and enjoy a fine brew with every single member of the Journeyman Questers, except for a couple of people that aren't usually here anyway.
Except for a couple of people that aren't here anyway. Some people have got responsibilities and families. Raising a child is probably quite important, I suppose.
Raising a child is not as important as D&D. What a puss.
I can't believe he
saving lives on a boat and stuff.
Yeah.
So, welcome back to the next instalment of the Journeyman Questers with our Gypsies of Fortune, our 5 from the beginning. Classic members of the Gypsies of Fortune. We'll see who's watching tonight. I bumped into an old student of mine who I had done some D&D with in college, and they've all left now. And they said that after they left, they stalked me basically, and found it. And apparently they've been watching it. So that's quite funny.
Amazing.
It's fine because they're not my students anymore.
Hey fans.
Oh, let's
I
got
worked
any
at secondary
stands out
school, and
there?
they tried to get it out of me, and I obviously am very, very absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So, welcome. What the hell was that?
Willkommen.
Willkommen.
There's a noise in my house. It's freaked me out.
Probably a vampire.
So, I have done a catch-up today. And following in the tradition of my catch-ups, it is, again, a little worldly taste of things going on. So, without further ado...
AKA, hurry the fuck up and get on with the main quest.
AKA, stop giving us other shit to do.
Stop kidnapping the NPCs that we like.
Yeah, I know. It's all my fault. So...
Sorry.
I don't mean
I never thought I'd hear it.
point the blame, but...
Blame the DM. It's all his fault.
Flames roar, and masonry crumbles. Thick and sweet the smell of burning flesh and charred bone was pungent and stifling. Eyes watering and clogged with ash, Mormus crawls along the flagstones towards his king-sworn brothers and sisters. Why is this happening? His people had always been so careful, so understanding, so obedient. They had sacrificed all to their accursed forebears for a chance of peace, and for what? Just to be killed, nay, slaughtered at their cruel hand. Small leathern wings flap overhead. Hunched, primitive creatures dash through the firelight and streets, cutting down anything in their savage path. He reaches out to the unmoving body, hand brushing it away as it disintegrates into dark ash and cinder. Crunch and crack. His finger bones splinter like twigs, his wrists shatter like a roof tile. A smouldering hoof twists his mangled arm into the ground with sickening ease. Mormus violently coughs blood. Come now, kin child. Your time on this plane is at an end. The bargain was struck long ago, and now you shall return to the land of your old master. Flapping wings once more, ashen cinders blow across Mormon's face. Unless, comes a smoother and sweeter voice, you pledge your armies to us. Join us instead and rid yourself of Dispater. Stay here on this side. Live on. Fight on. Join us. Brother, we have what we need from these half-bloods. Brother, there is always opportunity in the most unlikely and unfortunate circumstance. You, there, your superiors and dignitaries are all dust. It falls on you now with the next strongest blood to save them. Save them from our old master. Save them and sign here. Mormus looks up at the two archdevils. Such malice. So much, so vicious. With the last of his strength, he lifts his trembling, gushing, mangled stump to the flaming parchment. Good, a voice whispers, hot breath in his ear. Very good indeed.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
no. No one
Most
wants a bloody
ominous.
stump.
And with that, we continue across the realm, half a world away, back with the Gypsies of Fortune, who find themselves again in the heart of the city of Xanthar on a heist quest in order to free a held captive NPC and recover this cubic gate from a nasty and cruel individual. To catch Aidan up on what Richter has been up to, you had scouted out, thoroughly searched, and done your best to find out as much information as you could about Balthazar, his pleasures, the heist itself, where he keeps things, the party. You've got a huge amount of information. And with that, and scouting out the actual layout of the building, you set about starting your plan. And what a plan it was, and so far executed pretty smoothly. Zook turning you all with his highest level magic, turning you all into various animals, all pigeons at first. You all flew over the grounds, landing on the rooftops of the manor of the Midnight Mercers. It's later in the evening. At this point, you'd sat and waited outside the main gates until the party was in full swing. It's about 10 o'clock by the time you finally sort of entered. Along with Fandel of the Fifth Tower, your wizard entourage, you all set about flying about the manor as pigeons, looking for kind of clues, seeing if you could see Balthazar, finding out what you could about what was going on before you made your entrance into his chambers. You knew the window had some kind of arcane glyph on, and before you wanted to do that, you wanted to kind of get a lay of the land. Most of you flitted about, enjoying your time as pigeons. Pigeon Dutch shat on a couple in the gardens. A cracking shot, getting them right in their face and causing a scuffle. Zook flew about and found that Balthazar was indeed at the party in the gardens. An ostentatious individual, sipping from his own goblet, and chatting to someone who had just arrived at the party, none other than the brother of your very favourite Waylon. His brother Wendelin was currently at the party. You saw two geists that had arrived with him that he sent away back into the grounds, the forest.
Are those the Frost? Are those the Practicals?
Inquisitors.
No, the
Inquisitors.
sorry, I called them geists. Inquisitors, yeah.
Murderous geists.
The party was in full swing, and Balthazar was dealing with lots of people wishing him a happy birthday. And eventually, some light entertainment was delivered inside in the main hall that most of you, or I think some of you that had better perception, watched on and saw a troupe of entertainers, all elephant people, loxodons, performing various fire juggling and acrobatic acts for the delights of the crowd. But it took a dark turn as a ring was formed in the centre of the hall, and Balthazar declared that they were to fight each other to the death in order to be free, in which they at first didn't, but they were encouraged with violence as the Goliath, the kind of tattooed Goliath, gladiator-like bodyguard of Balthazar, hacked one of the elephant folk down in front of everyone. Eventually, they did fight, and one was victorious and was taken away. The rest of the onlooking crowd seemed to cheer and enjoy this spectacle. It would seem that the people that Balthazar holds around him or has dealings with are of the same fortitudes as him. Nevertheless, with this new information gained and maybe a slight more moral high ground to you all, you set about landing back on the windowsill of his bedroom, Balthazar's bedroom. Zook turned back into himself, stealthing, kind of floating at the side, and dispelled the magical arcane alarm or trap or whatever it was with ease. But then you could not open the door, so there was a little bit of panic on this windowsill high up above the party. Dylan turned back into himself and, using Mage Hand, unlocked the latch, and you entered his chamber. You'd seen it from afar before, and you knew there was a bookshelf that had a specific book you could pull to get to an unknown hidden chamber. Some hijinks occurred with Dylan, who turned invisible and snuck his way sort of through the mansion itself in order to lure Balthazar up to said chamber, where Ruthus, Dutch, and Fandel were all cats hiding in the room, as Zook's spell allowed Zook to change their form without kind of costing any more spell. With Richter and Zook in Dylan's pocket as little animals, he snuck about invisible through the crowd and managed to slip Balthazar a note informing him that the Crimson Courtiers, the place of flesh delights that he had frequented before, was giving him a birthday present, and that it was a surprise that would be found upstairs.
It was in the ship room.
The ship room, that was it. Yeah, to be found in the ship room. The room, of course, with all these kind of portraits of various ships and airships and like models of various old ships. A very successful roll and a very successful bait. Balthazar and his Goliath bodyguard set up towards the ship room, where Dylan managed to get there first, unload Richter and Zook, and they both transformed back into themselves. Zook transforming into was it a panther?
A lynx.
A lynx, like a beautiful, majestic
Huge,
lynx.
sexy white lynx.
And Richter transforming himself into the girl from the Crimson Courtiers that you had met the previous day that had interactions with Balthazar. I'll let you embellish what you were wearing, etc.
The one that we made dance.
There was a slight issue earlier on that I forgot to mention, which was that Dylan did have to kill a guard and hide the guard in a room, and then came back later to find that there was a new guard waiting at the post. So he disguised himself as said dead guard and said, "Oh, I was just taking a waz," and it actually smoothed things over. But there is a dead body in a room somewhere currently.
Why did you kill him?
Well, he saw. Well, the situation was tense. Regardless, Balthazar met with you and the Lynx and seemed very pleased with this gift, and invited you both to his private chambers. He relieved the guard outside and told his Goliath to stand guard ahead of him. And you both entered the room with Dylan, I believe, slipping in invisible with the Lynx. So you are all in the room. Meanwhile, Fandel, Ruthus, and Dutch are in the room as this is all happening. They pull the book, enter the sort of hidden room behind the bookshelf, and as cats, and then beat each other up to transform out of being cats because they had no say in that. So they had to kind of whack each other, and so they were like those cat fights where they were like hitting each other. You investigated the room, and you found a strange looking lantern with no candle. You found a long wooden decorative box which was locked, which you couldn't figure out or didn't attempt. You didn't attempt to unlock it yet, did you?
Not yet. No.
You also, with a good investigation roll, found a hidden drawer within his sort of bureau, and within found a firearm of some kind, which I believe Ruthus has pocketed. At that moment, as you were all kind of investigating this, you could hear people approaching, which was Balthazar, Richter, Zook, and Invisible Dylan, and Goliath. You closed the bookshelf, hiding in the hidden room, just as you heard Balthazar and his guests enter said room. And that is where we left off. So we will pick up from there. Any questions, Richter?
Yes. So I'm asking this meta purely because I wasn't there for the last one, and presumably there would have been some pre-heist pep talk. What are our intentions with Balthazar? Is this distraction, or is this an assassination?
Have some fun.
I make him indisposed in some way.
Okay. So we've established Balthazar is a thoroughly evil man, correct?
Yeah, he's a cunt.
He's deserving of whatever comes upon him.
Okay. Neat.
And we will come upon him.
Dead or alive.
Okay, so as you enter this room...
were you going to say something, Dylan? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I just... is holding a spell won't end my invisibility, will it?
It will not, but it will last 6 seconds, and if you don't release it, it will use the spell slot.
Yeah, that's okay.
So,
that's okay. Well, I would like to... Well, I won't hold it, but I'll prepare to cast Silence in the center of the room, so it's not... I guess it's like... Is it 20 foot squared, this room? It's got to be, right?
Yeah. It's not... It's a large bedroom, but bedrooms aren't massive anyway.
Yeah, if it does overlap, it overlaps to where the bookshelf, where I know the bookshelf is.
Sure.
But that's where I'll be focusing on.
So you don't want it to overlap into the hall, for example?
Yeah, exactly, because it might be a bit weird if he's plunged into like a weird,
okay.
kind of...
So you enter the room, and the door closes behind you, and it is dark in this room. There's not really any lights that are lit currently. Balthazar waves a hand as the small sconces in the room splutter to life, casting a sultry purple glow about the lavish bedchamber. Not looking towards you, he opens a glass cabinet, removing a luxurious glass of amber wine, expertly uncorking and pouring you both a glass, as well as a dish with the ease of someone who has done this 1,000 times. He turns and sets the dish down on the ground before you, Zook, and hands the beautiful lady, Richter, hands you one of the glasses of this amber liquid. Well, I must say this is quite the birthday treat. Cheers.
I clink glasses, and the Crimson Courtiers are only happy to celebrate your birthday ball, sir.
Very good. It's been quite some time since I saw you last. Have you healed?
Oh, the greatest pleasure that can be is for old wounds to reopen.
Please, drink up, I insist. And your pet as well.
Has he had a drink?
He has quaffed his glass, yes.
I will sip it. I will take a dainty sip.
A dainty sip.
I'm gonna see and smell what's in the dish.
Make me a with the intention of figuring out if it's
Well, firstly, just what's in it, and then secondly, does it smell off or like it's poisoned?
I think
Is it a
probably-
paladin thing to detect poison?
Yeah. I'd probably say do a survival check.
Yeah.
Rather than a perception.
Sure.
I think perception has too many uses, and survival doesn't get
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
love. And I think detecting poisons seems more like a survival thing than.
Yeah, for sure. That's an 18.
Smelling this little sort of glass dish that animals clearly have drunk out, you get the sense of like a very strong, like a Calvados sort of strength wine, and the hints, sort of subtle smells of perhaps some birds or some other animals that have drunk out of this prior. You do, however, get the strong underlying scent of something nasty within this. Like there's veins of something else within it. And I would like Richter to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Is it anesthetic? No, it wouldn't be, would it?
1 sec. Here we go. 1 sec. So that is not going to be great. Was that a Constitution?
A Constitution
roll for
saving
you?
throw, yes.
I can if you want.
Came to 19. Oh, sorry. If Dylan wants to
you've
roll
already
it,
rolled,
that's
it's
okay.
fine.
If you've rolled it already.
Sorry,
then...
I used the Google. Yeah.
Right, I didn't hear you. No, it's cool.
I used to go.
As you take a sip of this drink, Richter, there is an immediate like a throbbing sensation from your halberd, which you don't have on you, but you sense it's in the bag of holding, which at the moment is part of your disguise that looks like a little dainty purse on your side. It thrums with an intensity. And whatever
Quite
was in this
vintage.
drink that would have affected your blood, you push past it. Your body feels like it was going to just lock up for a sec.
After,
1 sec.
And you sort of pass through.
after smelling the liquid, I'm just going to look up at. I'm just going to look away and slink back and just kind of like growl in a low growl at Balthazar, like.
He turns. Oh, come now, sweet kitty. Take a little sip of the milk, why don't you?
I'm going to bat it to the side of the room.
Yeah.
It scatters across. Oh. Oh. He touches his chest. My. And he turns to you. Where did you find this creature?
he was a gift from another class. And I'm faking the sense of losing my senses, and I'm going to sort of like move like towards the nearest soft surface, like a chair, a chaise lounge, not the bed, but like some kind of chair.
There's a chaise lounge, and you collapse onto it. He sort of smiles at you. Well, we'll soon break this one. He turns his back to you once more, standing towards the drinks cabinet, but instead kneels down and opens one of the drawers beneath. Inside you can see there are sort of an array of different instruments, like embalming tools. Yes.
I'd like to do hybrid transformation first thing. Just sort of I can maintain my invisibility.
Yep.
Whilst doing that. Yeah, that's it for now.
Okay. And he pulls out. You guys, I will say, roll me a perception check, Rufus and Dutch and Fandel, because it's through a whole bookshelf.
Yeah.
Just to see
Perception, please.
how well you can
13.
hear.
Nat 17.
Yeah,
15.
you Fandel and you both and Fandel can hear what's going on. So any point if you want to do anything, you may.
How heavy does this bookcase look?
The bookcase.
Yeah, it's blocking the door, right?
We've
Yeah,
got a sconce, remember, you can pull to.
It's like a mechanism. It's not just a wooden bookshelf. It's like
how quickly
like
did the sconce open it?
Not quickly.
Exactly. But does this bookcase look like I could like bust through it?
No, it's you can't see the bookshelf from the back. It's like iron metal and it's got like a rung on the ground.
Oh, a runner.
Where it would like slide out.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'll prepare myself on sconce.
Sure.
Like,
Rufus is also gonna. I give you a knowing nod, trying to keep silent so that not to let them hear us, whatever the word is. Rufus is going to sort of keep like close to the door. His shield that was on his back, he just summons using a bonus action into his hand, while holding the sunblade, the hilt in his hand. Can I ready action something?
I won't let you ready action because we're not in combat, but you can just say I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Because basically, if everyone's like I'm readying an action pre-combat, it kind of breaks mechanics. Basically, if you surprise someone,
an action for 6 seconds, can't you?
Yeah, but if you say I'm going to do this and I'm surprising this person, that's sort of basically everyone. The surprise round mechanic is that. So everyone, if they're surprised, everyone acts before them, and like a whole round before.
What I'd like to do as soon as there's the go word.
Yeah, sure.
Is pull the sconce, and as soon as there's a little crack, just try and like help it along the runs as much as I can.
Just tell me what you're preparing. So you're preparing that, Rufus. What are you prepared to act?
If the opportunity arises and we're going to rush into this room, as soon as there's a crack in the door, I'm going to summon an echo avatar at a spot I can see in the room.
Okay, cool. Fandel looks at you both sort of like fully getting into combat mode, preparing against this door. He takes a step back and sort of begins just twiddling his fingers like he's ready. He also looks ready.
Cowboy ready for the draw.
I'm actually going to whisper to Fandel and gesture around the room at the things. Fandel, keep looking at these things. Try to work out what they do.
He nods towards you. Yes, leader. And turns and he's going to begin doing that. Balthazar pulls a long cat of nine tails out from the drawer underneath. sort of playing with it in his hands. He's not whipping it yet, but he turns around and sort of stands playing it around as he sees you lying down on the bed. Oh, we are definitely going to have some fun.
And at this moment, Richter would like to suddenly break the stupor and say, "We thought for your birthday this year, you might like to try your own vintage." And he must now make a intelligence saving throw.
An intelligence saving throw, okay.
Oh.
What a line.
Quick question. How wide is the room? Is there 20 foot within this room?
It's about 20 by 20 feet, or maybe 20 by it's slightly longer than it is wide. It's about 20 foot wide, about 30 foot long.
Okay.
Richter, are you casting a spell?
Yes.
Would I be able to pick up that he's casting a spell?
I've had to make a gesture. That you may have you've seen Richter make gestures for spells before.
I'll say roll an insight check, Dylan.
Okay.
Because I imagine Richter's not trying to be super obvious with his casting as well. So.
Sure. That's my insight. 13. No, 14.
A 14. I'd say you're in the room. You're sensing, and you hear the familiar movements of Richter's casting.
I cast silence just after he's finished.
Okay, so I need to make a intelligence saving throw. Oh shit! I got nat 20. I got nat 20. Can I see? Shit! I can't. There it is. Yeah. You can't fucking see it. It's too bright. Anyway, so
feeling
that would make it. Yeah, that would just be a 20. What was
Sensing
it you casted? You cast
a really cool thing that I kind of don't want to say because I want to surprise everyone with it one day.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Sensing that it didn't work. Richter will instead just say,
I'm going to say that in that moment things are happening in slow motion. You cast this and you see him shrug it away. The glyphs that appear around him just kind of shatter off and don't find purchase. But a wave of sort of like an EMP going off explodes sort of in the room. There's almost like a ripple in the air, and everything. Your ears just go completely silent. Like there's just.
I would like to overlap the bookcase as well, because I know that would open if ever.
So it's a 20 foot. It's a 20 foot cube, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you can catch. If it's a 30 by 20 room.
Yeah. And
if if you push it over 5 feet, so you're capping the 15 feet of the end of the room where Balthazar and Richter are.
Yeah.
But you won't get Zook yourself, but you will potentially get 5 foot into the next room. You don't know where the others are standing.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. So there's 15 feet of the room that isn't in it, 15 feet that is, and 5 feet into the bookshelf. Cool. Yeah. Just so we all visualize that. There's this oomph that sort of goes off. You would appear.
Yeah.
As Dylan appears.
Imagine behind on the door side.
Yeah, you appear in the side that is basically next to Zook. The sound is obviously completely cut out. I would say Dutch and Richter. Dutch and Ruthus. You hear Richter say this, but then, because you're right next to the door, your ears also go completely silent. There's no saving throw or anything in silence, is there?
No.
It's just that area is complete silence. So you go numb,
through the door,
silent as well. Dutch shouts out something or opens his mouth, but nothing comes out.
Open the fucking door!
Nothing. You don't even hear yourself in those few seconds. Zook, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I would like to back up, try and get at least 20 feet between me and Balthazar, and then I would like to pounce on.
For that.
In which case, I'm just going to pounce on top of him and try and pin him to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Jumping forwards. Make me. Is it part of the? Is there an attack that is that, or are you
Not.
grappling?
I have to move. I have to move 20 feet I have to like charge him in 20 feet. So I can't do that. But
No.
I'm just whatever I can do to like jump on top of him and like try and push him to the ground.
So
anyway.
we'll do a contested grapple.
I'd like to do a similar thing, but obviously I know I've already done that.
So
it's
your
probably not-
silence is going to be the surprise round. Yeah.
Yeah,
action.
sure. Yeah.
Is it just strength? Oh no.
He got a 16.
I got a 7.
You kind of leap up, and instead of kind of like dodging out of the way, he instead with the whip kind of like pulls it up like this and just kind of pushes you off to the side. You skitter across in complete silence as you enter this. There's like no noise at all, as his head is sort of whipping about. Ruthless and Dutch, both roll me insight checks, because you can't hear any fighting. You don't know if anything's necessarily
Theodore?
happening.
I got a 2.
Please, sir.
Okay, you're still waiting. I'll say
Theo?
Oh, sorry, man.
Alright.
7.
a 7. No, you're both waiting.
-3.
It's gone silent, but
We're both just like looking at each other, having noticed the silence.
Yeah.
We're like trying to listen out, but like don't know what to do. Like if it's right
right.
to bust in. Yeah.
So with that, I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh god.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh,
Hey.
Can I use my inspiration?
Oh, it's so bad.
yeah, you can if you want.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's very
not
bad.
even-
Is it worse? Oh no.
No, it's not worse. It's better. It's not as much better. Yeah, fine.
I might use inspiration as well, actually.
Theo, can you roll mine, please?
Yeah. Oh, you also get a D8 to it, Rufus. Because
Oh.
my spell is still active from
Yeah.
before.
Oh, damn.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, Dutch, natural
Oh.
19.
Plus the D8.
Yeah. Oh, only 2. I thought I was like,
21. I'll
Oh,
fucking
better.
take it. Thank you very much,
Roll a
Kat.
6.
Plus your dex.
2. So I got a 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
29,
23,
baby.
you mean? 23.
29.
Oh,
Initiative. Good God.
Do we want to be placed in this space, or do we think we can do it in our heads?
I can visualize
Place.
it.
I can do it in my head.
Visualize it.
It's good.
Who wants? Okay, it's only Josh that said placed. Okay, so yeah, we'll visualize it because it's a small space. There's not a huge amount going on yet. We'll see if I need to change
1
it, I
second.
will. So let's get the. I'm going to move us over to this screen with all of you on it. I think I am going to draw it, actually. I think this will be fun.
We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, I know.
It makes the thing with like flanking and stuff easier.
Yeah, but you can say like you can be like, oh, is that person's next to him? I want to move on to the other side. It's not like It just seems to like it's good for the turn order, but I just find it slows it down a lot. Like the map thing, which is obviously sometimes it's necessary, but quite often I find it's just.
Oh, if it's a
actually
big
bad.
map and we need it, yeah.
Sure, yeah, and there's lots of other.
But for a
there's lots of
single
other
run?
enemies.
It's
Yeah.
all right. We'll do it
Yeah.
because it's here. Can everyone see?
Yes.
Do you want to make me large, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Large.
I'm using a greater lion stats.
God, there's not much fucking room in this actually.
Yeah, maybe without this.
We'll just do this to kind of visualize where people are for now, but other than that, we won't bother. We'll just put it there to look at and use as the timing.
I'm just imagining the Goliath guard like with a toothpick, just like picking some like meat out of his gums, just like flicking it
Taking
on
some
the floor.
elephant out of his teeth.
Oh, Tashi, this whole
Yeah.
room and next door will be basically in silence.
Oh, is it a 20-foot cube?
20
from
foot? No,
the thing?
circle. Yeah, it's literally like the whole.
Oh,
and
sorry, I
most
thought
of
it was a
next-
cube that was 20 feet wide.
No, it's
much,
a radius.
Much bigger.
It's a radius. Yeah,
Okay.
it's huge. So it's basically the whole room.
Cool. Okay. You sort of run at him,
it's
skidded past. He's here, and then let's get Fandel.
Could I be 5 foot further into the room?
Yep.
Cheers.
Sure.
Just because I haven't used maps in a while, this is the fucker, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Fandel. We use this one.
Big boy.
He's
Big
he's
boy.
large.
Okay.
My large adult son.
That,
Oh,
it just means
Fandel.
that I can do this and do. Let's move them to. Sorry, everyone.
I like the minimalist
Oops.
map, actually. It's nice.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
What could possibly
That's
go
it.
wrong?
Everything.
There we go. Can everyone see the turn order?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you can
Wait,
enter.
what do you have me written
you
down
can
as
enter
getting?
your things in there.
I
Oh,
cannot
it's
enter
bad.
my thing.
I cannot.
No.
I got a 21.
Okay, I'll enter
Nor
them.
can I enter my thing.
So, 20 and up.
21.
29.
29.
Mike, you
for
got a
Rufus.
23 by the way. 23 by the way, Mike, because you got +2 from the D8.
You rolled a 19.
Yeah, +2 from the D8.
Okay.
Oh,
I gave you
very
the.
23, sorry.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I gave you
that's
the. I cast a spell on you, didn't I, before we left?
Yes, you did, sorry.
Put
I just got, my dex was a
So-
+2. I was like, well, I'm adding +2 twice.
Zook, what did you get?
16.
16. Richter?
3 minus 2 for Dex. 1.
Oh, 1.
Oh.
13 for myself.
13 for. 13?
13.
13, and
Not the lowest you've ever rolled.
he got 21. And Fandel gets a. Ooh, Fandel. Fandel's pretty spry. Gets a 17. Oops.
Oh, he's pretty good. 21.
Okay, so let's move this so people on the chat can see
Wait.
it too. There we go.
If Dutch is by the chandelier, Rufus, you could hold your action until he opens it. Then
Right.
because obviously the door is slow, you could then bamf into the room.
So, with you skidding about across Zook, everyone kind of braced for this combat, tense in the midst of this party that's happening all around you. A Goliath standing outside the door. I assume so. Everything within this space is in the silence, but you haven't put it outside the door.
No.
Clever. First up to act is Rufus. I will say at this point it's kind of up to you what Rufus would do, because you know everything's gone silent, but you don't know whether you should act, and that is down to you, not me.
Yeah. Sensing a fear, unknowing, and a fear for my comrades, Rufus will make the decision to open the door. He's going to look towards Dutch, shouting at the top of his lungs, even though it's a silence, and bashing his shield on the door, shouting or mouthing, "Open the door!" And but Rufus reacts first, so I'm going to use an interaction to pull down on the sconce that Dutch has his hand on as well.
I'll say that as your interaction, Dutch can pull it.
Okay.
So you look to him
how
and he pulls
quickly
it down.
do I now have a turn? Can I see through the door, or will I need to wait?
So he pulls it, and it slowly begins opening. It's going to take the round to fully open, but I'll say during this, it's opened a crack. It's not quite enough room for you to fit through.
Okay, but I can see through it.
You can see you can see just sort of across in this direction. So you can see Richter now lying on the chaise lounge, and you can see the sort of bed.
I'll use my bonus action to summon an avatar, a translucent copy of myself. I'll say like in this spot behind Richter, behind him on the couch. And then quickly looking around, assessing the scene and seeing the danger ahead, Balthazar having just whipped off Zook, the lynx who's lying on the floor in the corner of the room. The avatar will rush towards Balthazar, doing a slide, and I'm going to go in for a hit against the back of the legs with the sunblade.
Okay.
Will this be with advantage? Because
it will be with
Zook's
advantage. He is being flanked, yes.
Oh, good, because one of them was a 1. So that's a 22 to hit.
With a 22, he's only wearing leathers. It looks as though he was about to cast something to protect himself, but you just come down too quick, cutting across his legs. Roll for damage.
This is also, being in this situation is very, Rufus isn't used to being in this sort of like situation where he's kind of the villain, because I'm the one sneaking in doing the heisting. He immediately subconsciously thinks of Ganon and just goes for the hit that Ganon taught him when we were sparring in the ring. So once per fight, when you hit a creature, you can reduce their speed by 10 feet. So this is why I've gone for the legs straight away.
Nice, with Ganon's dirty tactics.
Gammon.
Ganon rise again. We call this gammon, egg, and chips.
So that's 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Okay, he is going to use his reaction to uncanny dodge. So he's going to halve that to 7. You see, as you slice across his legs, he sort of jumps up, moving the whip behind him. His eyes are like wide with fear as he like looks around the room. Like you just appeared from nowhere. This like dark figure with black eyes like appeared in the middle of the room, like wolf-like. And you, the lady, just said something to him that very much displeased him. So he's like freaking out, but he manages to sort of dodge some of the attack. But you get him in the ankle enough that you can see he's limping back. He's not able to move as quick as he once did.
Rufus uses the surprise and takes another step to the right, and then raising his shield goes in for attack over the top of the shield, going for his left shoulder. And that's a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Which will do 16 damage.
16 points of damage, right. That with that attack, you bring it down, sort of down into his shoulder, and the green sunblade that is burning green currently just slices down, maybe like about that far down through his collarbone, like into this section. Blood sprays out as he cries out, but in complete silence.
And then for the last attack,
he looks fucked up.
For the last attack, I open up my shield and bring the sunblade up diagonally from the bottom, like up across his body, for a 29 to hit.
That hits.
Doing 11 damage.
11 damage. With this strike across his body, it just slices open with green sort of energy his leathers and his nice sort of coat. Blood sprays up and out across the ceiling, just kind of splattering as his eyes go wide with panic. He like stumbles back, but he is covered in blood. He looks like he is about to drop.
Okay, and for that, and then in that case, I'll use it's been so long, I've forgotten what it is. Second wind? No, action surge.
Action surge!
Do you want to kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's
just
think
made
there's a reason
Loxodons
not to
fight
kill
to
him.
the death and he tortures animals.
Yeah, but I thought we were
Lucky we're not
all
fucking
in.
torturing him.
I thought we were a bit more spicy with the. No, it's fine. It's fine. Do
I've seen my comrades like like scattered around the room, like fucked up. So that's a 20. No, only an 18 actually. To hit.
He's only got a 13 AC, so yep, you hit.
Oh, with that, I plunge it straight into his chest for the last hit, hopefully. Oh, doing a max 8 plus 9, 17.
He only had 4 hit points left. 17 points of damage. You stab the blade into his chest as he just looks on with horror, dropping the whip to the ground in complete silence. It just enters through his heart, and you just see him. Oh. and you pull it out, and he just slumps down to the ground.
I immediately start licking the blood out of his neck.
He even died. Shit.
Rufus is kind of surprised that that happened that quickly, but he's like panting in sort of like the adrenaline is like rushing through him. He's panting, looking around at the others to see if they're okay.
I'm just going to raise my finger to my lips, looking at Rufus, sort of indicating that it was myself that cast the spell. I presume you can see through your echo.
Yeah, the echo acts separately, but you can see through it.
Once I feel like everything started to die down in terms of this, like what's audible,
I think so. The bookcase finally shifts open, and Dutch like rushes into the room. You all see this the body on the floor. It's silence. Fandel stands sort of in the bookway looking on. Just he's holding the box in front of him, the kind of long wooden one, and has the lantern sort of under his arm.
I'll drop silence at that point.
Okay, you feel like someone's pulled wax that's been in there for years out of your ears. It just kind of does that, and it all comes back, and it feels wonderful to hear again.
The echo, the avatar disappears, and Rufus walks out of the vault room, sort of casually, like, "Oh, what happened here?"
I'm just like, I've still got my fingers held to my lips, like, because obviously I know that the guard, and I'll just gesture to the door, and just be like making like not eyes, because I don't have any fucking eyes, but just really trying to make it abundantly clear that there's someone outside and that we need to act appropriately.
Silently, Richter is going to immediately aim up and Presty that blood spatter off the ceiling.
Okay.
Rufus will help out because he's got Presty as well now, so I'm going to help.
Oh, cleaning buddies.
The blood off the bed and stuff.
Could I start? I just want to test out if I drag the body with my jaws towards the door. Is that going to make a lot of noise on the floor?
There's a lot of rugs and carpets.
Oh,
okay.
Could I make my way over to Richter and just say to Richter, I was like, "Do you like?" I'll whisper in his ear. Do you think you could make some noises that might at least just seem like nothing's awry to our friend outside?
Can I just say I've been stealing this entire time?
Oh, okay. make me a stealth check then, Dutch.
Theo, if you may.
And Richter, what are you doing?
With a salacious nod, Richter will proceed to make noises of pleasure and agony.
Like
whilst whilst he'll pick up Balthazar's cat of nine tails and just start sort of whipping a surface noisily. No, he'll whip the corpse and just start making like noises.
wet, splatty noises.
Yeah.
That was a 4, Dutch.
+7.
Okay. Dutch opens the cabinet and begins pocketing drinks, things like that. There's like an array of amazing looking liquors, and as he pulls one off the back, he just knocks a bunch that just fall. You catch one. Make me a quick dex save for me, Dutch.
Theo, if you may.
Because it wasn't the worst stealth roll, but it was enough to be heard.
18.
So natural 18.
Like a well-trained bartender at a cocktail bar, you catch a couple of them, but one of them hits the ground, doesn't smash, but and rolls around in a circle.
Richter will follow that with an even louder. Oh!
Okay, I'm gonna get Richter to roll me a deception or performance check, your choice.
We're gonna go with performance. I think.
I think that's probably more applicable.
Yeah.
You know, you can use Presti to create like sounds and stuff as well.
I think that's thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Oh right.
It's Presti.
Yeah.
Presti can do
okay.
some. They both have slightly different uses.
24.
A 24. All of you turn towards Richter as you swear there's a woman actually moaning in the room. You all kind of turn and are just shocked, and he's just standing there, just like whipping the body. Fandel stands in the doorway, looking like he's chubbing it.
Mr. Murder.
He loves it.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna drag the body into the concealed room.
All right.
I
say
will
that's
just
probably
continue
something
whipping a surface.
could require stealth check, but I think
I will assist with this, definitely.
Richter's performance is so great that it is currently unnecessary, and because there's like noise happening and it's convincing enough.
There's meant to be noise.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you manage to drag the body back into the room behind as Zook, not Zook, Ruthus and Richter begin to clean the blood. There's quite a lot, and it's still coming out of him. In fact, I need to roll some death saves.
Does that whip look like a weapon, or just for pleasure, Tashi?
It looks like it's pretty vicious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I whisper to Richter? I want to have a look at that after.
Sure.
Sure thing. Richter sort of nods, but as he's sort of nodding, he's also glancing over at Dylan just to make sure that he's not getting ready to set a fire to cover up this situation. That seems to be our go-to.
I'd say that Dylan is helping drag the body.
Okay. There's a lot of flammable surfaces in this room.
No, I think we're good this time. I think we haven't fucked it.
Okay.
Shall we all convene in the vault room?
Yeah, we could even shut the door. Those that want to explore and stuff in there, and then we just leave Richter. Sorry, Richter.
No, this is good. Richter can. Yes. Okay. So Richter will now take this opportunity to stay in this room and transform into Lord Balthasar.
Oh, this is tasty. If you're doing this, I can help you out with this, because I could turn into the lady that you were and like be on the bed, like all ripped up and shit.
Or
it's an option, but I mean, you as like one of the two premier thieves we have, I think that you might be needed for the actual acquisitional part of the heist.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Good suggestion.
No
don't worry, there'll be something.
Man. I just don't want to leave you on your own, like if shit goes badly.
Oh, I can hold court. Don't worry.
Okay. If only there was a way to like kill him as well, which we could do. We could
just lure him in, and then I could snap his fucking neck.
Because I could do the silence thing again, and then we could. I don't know.
Open the door and grab him and pull him in, and then shank him in the kidneys.
Okay. Are we talking about a Goliath right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a bit more hit points, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
This is obviously all very
silence
meta
last?
right now because we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
10
I've
minutes.
paused time currently in terms of.
Thank you.
I'm rolling.
Yeah.
It's an option, but it might not be necessary. I will. Oh wait, Tashi, can you just say something as Balthazar again to remind me of the voice?
It's kind of Sean Connery. He doesn't really open his teeth. That's the Ian that I had. But it's sort of sultry and a little bit
You will.
to the
I
side.
will make the sound of a tropical bird. Should I need any of you to come to my aid?
And with that, everyone is going to convene behind the bookshelf, and you're going to close it.
Yeah.
You pull the sconce.
Cleaned up the room as well.
Okay, you take, we'll say, like 5 minutes then of whipping and cleaning. In which case, I will just. Oh yeah, okay.
I want to bolt the door too, if that's possible.
You don't. There looks like there's a key hole, but you don't have a key.
Understood. Okay, I will
We'd find
just
the
move
key
the
though,
chair
wouldn't we,
in.
if we searched his body?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I'd like to
opened it.
search
He
his-
opened it with what looked to be a silver key. So who's searching his body?
Could I search his body?
Yeah, make me an investigation check.
Pockets are full of spiders.
16?
Rummaging through the sort of
18, sorry.
wet corpse, you get your hands a bit bloody and dirty doing this, but you find a small silver key, which you saw him use to open this door.
Yeah.
It's just a singular key on its own. There's no other seeming locks, and it looks to be a key that could fit a lot of doors. It's been used, it's been tarnished, it's been worn.
Syphilitic.
You
key.
also find around his neck, under you sort of open his shirt, he wears a fine sort of silver chain, very very small interlinking silver chain, with a medallion of some kind around his chest. You notice you can see the gash across his chest from where Rufus's green blade has cut through, and there's the familiar kind of like almost wriggling nature-like magic that sort of envelops those wounds that's dissipating. But there's an old wound against his chest under the medallion. It's like scar tissue built up over a really long time. And the medallion itself is just like a circular pronged spikes in all directions, and it's sharp sort of thorns, or like long kind of. It's a natural thing. It's not man-made. It looks like a more deadly version of those things that get stuck on you. Thistle, sort of like thistle bits.
Oh yeah, those little pods.
It's like that, like a pod of some kind, but with really long spines, and it's kind of slightly embedded into him. Just
Ooh,
not a huge amount, but a little bit.
sounds cool.
And that's attached on the chain. You also find a small coin purse, or a small sort of pouch that he has, that has some kind of dust within. You kind of look within quickly, and you can see that it looks to be like powdered gemstones of some kind, probably for casting.
Oh,
Okay.
instantly lost interest in the powdered substance.
Also, as soon as we're like all in the room together, Rufus is just going to take a moment to sort of like look around, put a hand on everyone's shoulders, and just ask, "Friends, are you well? Is anyone harmed?"
I'm
Yeah,
right.
went surprisingly smoothly. I hope we can keep up the rules.
Good. That all went a bit quickly. I was worried for your safety. I hope you're all well. I took the silence as a sign of trouble.
You did well. This was never going to end cleanly.
You look down at
No.
Balthazar's body, and it is. He looks already slightly pale. He's definitely dead.
Well, we best act quickly. I don't know how long Richter can keep up this ruse.
No. Rufus looks towards Fandel. Fandel, what did you learn? Have you learned anything of interest?
Oh, this long cylindrical box, the magic emanating from it that I found earlier, seems to be divination magic of some kind, perhaps some enchantment magic within there. But there's also magic emanating from the lock itself. It would appear that it is locked with arcane means similar to the window and unlikely door. However, there is a keyhole in the center of it, but alas, I was unable to deduce what key perhaps it would require. As for the lantern, well, to remind you all, it was indeed necromantic magic emanating from it, but I did not prepare my identify sort of spells today. Unfortunately, I didn't think that that's sort of a school thing, and I didn't think it would. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm not sure what it does, but I have deduced, looking at it. In fact, I will roll just to see how. Oh, he rolled fucking well. I have deduced that the lantern, it does not require magical fire, nor normal fire, but instead seems to require some sort of, some kind of living soul, perhaps, to ignite it.
Odd.
As for what it does, I'm not sure. But it definitely requires a soul, a living one. I imagine that Balthazar has things at his disposal to ignite this. Perhaps animals have souls, do they not? Perhaps an animal of some kind.
I growl at Fandel.
No, as in that's what he was using. It was used. I had a chicken dinner. I am so sorry. Are druids? That's bad for druids, isn't it? I apologize.
I just shake my big link's head at him.
Zook's done far worse in the guise of a creature before, Fandel. And I just give Zook like a sort of.
Yeah, Zook kind of tilts his head as if to say, "Yeah, okay, all right, fair point."
Yeah, you've got like blood like around your mouth.
Just licking his dead corpse.
Yeah, but he deserved it. A chicken ain't done shit.
Yes.
Perhaps this key could help open the chest. I don't know if we can tell if it might be able to.
Oh, I can.
What shape is the keyhole?
It looks like a circle with a bit beneath it, a normal shape. You can roll me an investigation check if you would like to figure out if this does indeed fit.
Yeah, can I have a look, see if my crowbar will fit?
23.
You think the crowbar probably would if you really pushed it. With a 23, it does indeed look like this key seems to fit.
Is there any magical traps on it or anything?
With that roll, it looks as though you imagine the key is the intended use, and it's unlikely that if there is a trap, that would be the thing that would trigger it.
Well, to be safe, we should all stand back and I'll do it from a distance.
Everyone stands back and you use Mage Hand to glide the key over. It turns in the lock, and with a sort of spring mechanism, it just kind of opens. It's like a long, thin, wooden carved sort of box with some kind of metal inlays, and it just kind of pops up. Inside, laying in a kind of a recess to fit it perfectly, with a kind of velvety purple inlay, is a cylinder, like a metallic cylinder that looks to be made of various kind of geometric geometric shapes. Oh my. Is this what we're looking for?
I have no idea what it looks like.
You're the antiques expert, Fandel.
Oh, no, this isn't the Cubit Gate. That's a cube. I don't know what this is. I can have a look, perhaps, if I may. He walks over, picking it up and kind of looking and rotating it around. It's completely flush, like smooth, but you can see the seams and cracks of various interlocking sort of shapes that would make up this cylinder. He's going to have a little look at it. Let me just see what my plus is to Arcana. A plus 10. Oh. Well, this is a simple magical locking device. A secondary locking device. I think if I twist it in this way, and you can see him beginning to kind of like unpin sections and twist bits, pulling things out and moving them. And eventually...
Twist it.
Eventually he kind of twists them about. Oh, yes, well, this would make sense. And there's a runic sigil on there, twists it about. And eventually the whole thing twists and turns until a sort of new shape forms. And it finally locks, and you hear a sort of like a whirring noise, and some kind of faint light sort of almost emanates from it for a second. Ah. Well, if I weren't mistaken, I would say that this is a large key.
Key to what?
I don't know. It is rather strange. Now that we've unlocked it, there seems to be some kind of a mechanism that would be slotted in to said repository to form a connection, a magical connection with something else, a key, if you will.
I hate to say it, but I'm starting to think that keeping Balthazar alive might have been a better option.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter now, so we got another key?
I'll start looking around the room and see perhaps if there's another chamber, a secret chamber.
Have you already taken the thing from round his neck?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's have a look at that.
Sure, I'll hand that over to Fandel as well.
I imagine you probably haven't touched it itself because it's spiky on all sides, but instead with the chain.
Oh yeah,
so
sure.
Placed it about. Fandel kind of looks at it, takes it from you. It's gonna Arcana. No, I don't think I'll touch this. This is not arcane of nature. I do not know what it is.
Seeing as it looks like a seed of some kind and looks natural, do I know what it is?
You can make me a nature knowledge check.
Hiya! That is... Oh, God. A 9.
No, it's a seed unlike you've seen before. There's things that you know that are similar, but why someone would wear it around their neck, especially with a metal chain, and it doesn't seem to you like it's religious or has like deep meaning to it.
Is it just because it's sexy spiky?
It was sunk into his chest a bit, wasn't it?
It was just stabbed in a bit, but you know he was fighting. But there's old wound, there's scarring and scar tissue and old wounds from where I guess you haven't inspected it much other than that.
Yeah. Can I?
Sorry.
I was just gonna. Can I look inside it? I don't suppose there's a tiny cube within the seed, is there?
You can roll me a perception check.
That's better. That's a 27.
Staring sort of between the spines, they all seem to converge. There's like a spherical center to it, but there's no like gap in. There's like, imagine like a spherical ball, and then all the spikes sort of are coming out from that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm going to
I
give
growl
Rick
and shake
the
my head.
key. Just sort of meet his gaze and be like, Richter, you might need this.
You come back in the room.
Oh, you're just waiting outside, waiting out there, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm in
he's
the
out.
room where Balthazar was, just to hold down the fort.
But I could open it and just give him the key. Like, that's not. It opens in like 6 seconds or something, doesn't it?
As you're doing that, if you're doing that, I just want to quickly ask you, do you know of a way to open this door from my side?
Yes, it's the red book just here.
Thank you very much. And I retain that knowledge. Oh,
And
thank you very much.
That's uncanny. I'm a werewolf right now, hence the voice.
Can I go and try and use that key to lock the door?
Yeah, you go over and click. It locks.
Good. I'm also going to slide a chair in front of the door as well, because there's a... Well, I don't think a lock's going to stop a Goliath, so let's just give that a shot too.
Sure.
It was a chair. But, you know.
And then once I've done that, I'm just going to start looking around the room for any secret
Yep.
Sure.
doors or
Roll me
anything
an
like that.
investigation check.
Does anyone have that tagged so they can give me a hand?
No.
Investigation.
Apologies.
No.
Yeah. No worries, I'll just go for it. What about Fandel?
No, Arcana, History, and Perception.
Okay.
History.
Nerd!
A 19.
You scour the room. I guess Ruther sort of shows you what he found, because he rolled better than that before. But he wasn't looking around necessarily the whole room. You found that secret drawer. You find sort of some cabinets with more liquor in. You find some with what look to be like a cabinet that has some drawers with old animal bones in them of various different kinds. That you can see.
Put this in the bone bag.
Value.
Put them in the bone bag.
The bones look more like ornamental than necessarily of value, but you can definitely put a load of alcohol into the bag of holding. That's fairly expensive, nice alcohol.
Sure,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Not the poison stuff.
Is
but
there
everything
a gold piece value of that?
Yeah, there is. I'll figure that out. Sort of
on the spot appraisal.
Yeah, you can bottle the although it's not in this room, you can bottle the rest of the poisoned one that he gave you.
Oh, cool.
I mean,
yeah, sure. Why not?
Let's do that and make sure we don't mislabel that one.
Yeah.
I assume that with his heightened senses, Dylan's a bit of a sommelier, so we
Can
can probably
I
figure out
Yeah.
where
check
everything
under
is.
his mattress for some money?
That would involve going back in the other room. Do you want to do that?
Richter's
Well, I
going to
thought
have a
they
room
were
around
going
in
to.
there.
Huh?
To get the poison.
Well, I was just
I will
saying
say it
it's
might
in
be a
the
bit
other room, but
noisy,
you can pick
Dutch.
that up at some point.
Yeah.
Might be a bit noisy as well.
Oh, can I have the whip if you're done with it then, Richter?
Oh, of course. Oh, of course, yes. Yeah.
You hand it back through the door and then close the door.
Use it
once more.
wisely.
You search the walls for kind of hidden entrances and other bits. You look behind the big portrait of himself with some various exotic animals about him. You look behind, you check kind of the normal corners. You don't find anything else of interest in this room.
Rufus is sort of observing what everyone's doing and sort of pacing and thinking at the same time. And he's just sort of pacing and is just grumbling at the lack of obviousness of what there is to do. More riddles. I didn't think this would be so hard once we were in. There must be something else. Perhaps it's not even here. Perhaps these things are just a means, like a key, like Vandel says, for somewhere else.
Zook's gonna shrivel back into himself and just float there, looking at the shape that Fandel operated.
It's like about sort of the original cylinder was maybe this big, like that's kind of size, and now that it's all sort of kind of unclicked and turned. It's like a kind of larger section at the end, then it's thinner, and then there's a series of geometric shapes sort of at the end with various arcane runes on, and now it's quite a lot bigger. So if it was to slot into something, it would have to slot into something at least that wide.
Did he? He said that it needs a soul to activate it.
The lantern.
No, that would be the lantern. Seems to require a soul to activate. And as for the seed pod,
and then
well, you know,
and then thinking of just when he says that again, Rufus makes the connection between all the bones in the drawer, all the animal bones. He must be using animals, the menagerie.
Well, hang on. If there's a lantern, what do lanterns do? They illuminate things. So whatever it is that we are looking for, we can't see right now, and perhaps we need the flame to show us the light, the way, the road. So all we need is a soul. Now, I'm not gonna prejudge the big chap waiting outside the door, but he's in line with a man that I don't respect or feel has any good left in him. And by contrast, or by association, I have not much respect for that Goliath too. If we wanted a soul, there's one sitting there.
Could we not take Balthazar's soul? I don't know how this sort of thing works, but
Must be a living soul, Fandel
Could we
said.
bring him back to life just to kill him again?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah.
Well,
How does one put a soul into this lantern anyway?
I don't know, but so long as it's small enough, perhaps we can put it in. And this Goliath chap is a large, strong man, so we don't really want a hand-to-hand fight. But I could, if needs be, make him a slug or a worm. And I feel like big people tend to be less resilient to that sort of thing.
In recent memory, we did cast a spell to transpose a soul. Mine, in fact, did we not? Do we remember it? Or was it a consumable spell of sorts?
It's in one of those books, was it not? But it was complicated. We needed a lot of components. Whatever it is that Balthazar was doing, I don't know.
If we can't find a solution, I do have a rather risky proposition. I could summon the Goliath and order him to escort me to my vault. Perhaps some invisible party members might accompany us. It would be high risk, but maybe high reward.
I think what Zook is trying to get at is that there's some sort of secret arcane door that's within this chamber that's illuminated by the lantern.
Aye.
Zook and Rufus, I've seen you summon small creatures to yourself before. Could you not just get like a pigeon or something?
Aye, we could do.
That's
my
true.
favourite choice, but if it's easier, then it can be done.
Don't know, even if we get the Goliath in here, we don't know how we're gonna put his soul in there.
No, could turn into a messy fight.
That's true.
I could tell the Goliath to send the footman up here.
Well, I like the idea, Dylan. Let's give it a go at least before anything else.
We're gonna bring the big one in.
So we're going to go back into the other room, into the main room, and Rufus will go over to the open window, and I'll use beast speech to do a bird call to summon a bird onto my hand if I can.
Sure. Roll me an animal handling check.
Why though?
I'll say
Zook is going to step
with advantage.
Zook is going to step outside and put his hand on Rufus's shoulder. It's just like, you can't think I'm going to let you do this.
I got a 15.
You saw begin
Rufus looks towards
whistling
Zook.
out the window.
As if enough innocent creatures haven't died in the hands of this man. We're going to call another one in and slaughter it? Are we a monster like he is?
Rufus looks like really ashamed of himself.
Come out
like he feels like the pact with High Canopy like rumbling like deep in his stomach, and then he looks up at Zook and says, I'd kill 100 birds if that's what it took to get Celeste back, Zook.
I need you both to make stealth checks for me because you're having a full conversation in the main room.
Oh shit.
Fairly.
I imagine we'd do it like.
Shush.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
I'm
our
natural 20.
conversation.
I got an unnatural 20 as well.
In that case, you were being stealthy with your words.
Good. But I just go, Celeste's life, whispering. Celeste's life is a life, as is that bird's. They're all equal. It's not worth slaughtering a deserving one. Whereas the man outside has protected a monster for Lord knows how long.
Some elephants.
And how do you intend to capture the soul of a Goliath into a lantern that you don't know how to do? It could cause a fight. It could alert the entire manor to our presence, and all of this could be for nothing.
Well, I turn him into a worm, firstly. We take the worm into the other room. We block the doorway. Dutch is at the back by the bookcase. We block his way, so even if we don't figure it out, if he turns back into a Goliath and runs for the door, he's got to get through all 5 of us before he can get through. The door's shut on the outside. The bookcase is shut. It's unlikely he's going to get through us all. I mean, look at the way you dispatched Balthazar. Surely he's not going to get through all of us.
Balthazar was a weak, wheedly man without any protection. That's why he's got such a huge creature to look after him. But
well, it's just a Goliath. Don't go calling him fucking creature.
True. Fine. What say the rest of you?
Yeah, we'll go back and
bring him in there and fucking kill him.
All right.
Is everyone okay with that?
We'll go with that plan.
Literally just watched him decapitate a fucking juggler.
Rufus looks towards Dutch and Dylan. You're the experts of stealth. Where should we position ourselves in the room, do you think?
I think we should just send Richter out alone to tell him to come in here, and then
I agree.
As soon as that door's shut, Rick, we're all wait. So Tashi, it's the shape of this room. Is it like a corridor and then a room?
It's what the hidden room.
Yeah.
Were you not looking on the Roll20 thing?
Oh, is it up on Roll20? Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's just the
I
parallel.
was using my imagination.
It's if you look at the Roll20 now.
You could hide like behind.
Yeah,
here.
we could hide round the corner for him to come through.
Can't we turn back into animals again with the spell? It's 24 hours, isn't it?
Once you turn back into a human, you can't. It's done.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We turned ourselves back the wrong way.
Yeah.
I can always just use silence. I'll
Goliath.
just cast silence again as well, so it's just
Okay.
quiet.
As soon as he comes in the door, cast silence and we'll fucking murder him.
Once the
Because some of us could
no.
like stand either side of the door and close it once
We
he's
need
in.
to turn him into a worm, don't we?
Aye.
We probably want to grapple him and then.
Okay, I'll grapple him.
Once the Goliath enters the bedchambers, I can inform him that the girl has fled into the chamber and ask him to fetch her out again. Once you hear him approach, that could be a time to cast silence.
That's good.
Aye, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Everyone
You
in
cast
position.
silence. I'll grapple him.
Okay. So,
Okay.
everyone in their
Richter.
positions. Richter, you unlock the door.
Unlocks the door. Richter then opens the door, but then steps back and simply says, "You Get in here. She's run away.
The Goliath turns. You can see his back sort of was there, and as you open the door, his head is above his shoulders, and head are above the door frame. So you're just looking at back and this like massive ripped bum and legs. He's wearing sort of like a gladiator's skirt, like those various like plaided leather straps. And he hasn't really got that much armor on. It's just kind of like cross leather sort of straps about him. Across his back is just this thick broadsword. He turns, stooping down.
Richter will wordlessly point a languid hand towards the open secret chamber door.
Make me a deception check, and you can have advantage because you are in the guise of Balthazar himself.
Booyah! Okay, first roll. Oh boy, first roll's a 2, which isn't great. Let's go again. Oh, it's still not amazing, but 7 plus 9 becomes 16.
16. He sort of like looks at you and then looks towards the kind of bookshelf. My lord. He stoops down into the room. He kind of smells, looks about, moves through the room. Goosh, goosh, goosh. He has all these like tattoos covering his body, but they're not of anything in particular. They're just sort of like tribally patterns, sort of crossing across his whole body, all the way up his neck. Some even kind of curl around his bald head. Grey skin. He looks like the Goliaths you've seen sort of in the Varamark, but there's kind of like a clear difference that you would see in terms of like the markings and tattoos. The Goliaths from Skulderland have the kind of like an icy blue tattoo all over them, whereas this guy's is like a dark brown covering his body.
Oh, sick.
Probably from a different place in the world. He stoops down, moving into the room with everyone. I like everyone to make a stealth check for me. That is hiding.
Could I was going to say, but I didn't want to break the moment. But I wanted
close
to
the door,
use
by the way.
shadow cantrip around us.
Okay, sure.
So he's got disadvantage to see us, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as I see him, I'm gonna reach out a hand and cast a spell.
Well, you got to roll stealth as he's entering the first room, in case you're making noise or something.
Oh, I see. So, right, yeah, sorry. I thought he was entering second. Unnatural 20.
Aww.
In fact, if we're hiding, I would have probably cast.
That's a very good roll.
Passed without trace.
Not so good roll because he has disadvantage.
27 here.
I got 12.
A 12.
Leo, can you roll the dice for me, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
Is it too late to say if we were hiding, I would have cast Pass Without Trace? I didn't say
probably
it.
Probably too late. Yeah, I want to be nice, but
sometimes though you don't want to interrupt flow, so we let you finish, and then it's happened and it's too late.
Dylan cast Shadow.
Yeah,
it is worth noting the Goliath is expecting someone to be in there.
Yeah.
So a noise might not be that bad, I think.
What did Dutch get?
I rolled a 6.
So plus 7, so a 13.
13. Both Dylan and Dutch and Richter, Dutch and Rufus make some noise, kind of clinking about. But from Richter's perspective, he just stoops down into the room. You guys see this towering figure just moving into the room and turning towards you. What are you doing?
Okay, I reach out a hand and I say, Atarach, and on my hand, scales appear, feathers coming out the side, claws on some, and then fur growing up my hands as if 4 different kinds of beasts are manifesting on my limb. And I cast Polymorph to turn him into a worm.
Okay, he needs to
So he's got to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. That is a 17 plus 1, which is an 18. Is that big?
Fuck!
Does that beat your
He
save?
saves it.
He's 17 plus 1.
Shit.
You still got surprise round, so that's your cast. Dylan, are you doing silence?
I cast silence. I was waiting for Zeke to go.
Yeah,
And then
I imagine that was happening at the same time. You casting silence. Dutch,
Big grab.
make me a grapple check.
Can I rage?
This is like your reaction to just use an action, so no.
Okay. Theo, roll me a dice, please.
Okay.
Surprise round is limited.
It's a 3.
So, oh fuck, I'm not raging, so that is just a plus 15.
All right. Let's see if
So
this big
18
Goliath can
total.
beat you. He got a 9 plus 9, so an 18.
That's what I got. 15 plus 3. Theo, what did you roll?
No.
I rolled what's your bonus?
15.
Is it 15 your bonus? Yeah, so a
Yeah,
3.
because
So
I've got
18
double
as well.
proficiency in it.
What's your proficiency bonus at the moment, everyone?
5.
Plus 5.
So
5.
it's plus 10
5,
and then
plus
I've got
the
a 5 in strength.
Yeah.
In that case, what happens, because you're the one attempting to make the grapple, but it's contested.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the meter beat it is for that. Which
If
way?
it's an
round?
AC, if you meet it.
Or do you go who's got the higher strength? I don't know.
I don't know.
Or do you just re-roll?
I'm gonna look it up really quick because I think there is a way. Rufus, what are you doing?
We need a Jason.
Oh, I can make him fail it with a moxie, I think.
You can make him
Ooh.
re-roll with a moxie, but let me just see if you need to.
Yeah.
He suddenly hulks the fuck out.
Stop fucking wiggling!
I can't believe the fucking oath succeeded.
Once you've got him grappled, you can try again though, can't you?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I can make him re-roll.
If it's a tie with a contested roll, the situation remains the same as it was before the roll. So you run in, rush towards him. You see his image almost begin to kind of shake with magic, like moving about him, trying to force him into a different version of himself. But he shrugs it off. You run up, grab one of his wrists, bring it round. But he brings one of his meaty hands down and just kind of like grabs your entire fist, pulling you around. But you're using a moxie to get him to re-roll.
Make him re-roll.
Okay. So he is probably going to roll. Oh, okay, right. 9 plus 9,
That's not
18,
good.
right? I needed to roll above a 9. I rolled an 8. You grab his hands, pull it round. He like
Baby!
he puts one of his hands like across the front of your face, moving it to the side, but you hit it up, grab him, and you currently have him in a grapple.
Nice.
Can we
Nice.
do something else at this point?
Violently.
Rufus hasn't done anything. Richter hasn't done anything in their surprise round, so we'll do them first, and then
no
we'll
worries,
roll
yeah.
initiative.
I think
Rufus
Rufus,
supposed to-
being a slightly lower stature than the Goliath, will summon an avatar behind him, being able to see through his legs, so that he's like got 2 either side.
Nice. And Richter.
Ah, crap. Oh, hell, let's give it another try. Richter.
What a reaction to it being your turn.
God damn it. I want to do something cool, but Richter's going to use this opportunity to close and lock the door again.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
more
yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well done,
Fair
thank
do.
you.
Save it for a moment. Save it for a
Sometimes the
moment
simple
later.
stuff is
Save
the
it up.
better stuff.
Okay, now I need everyone to roll initiative.
Remember, you get a D8, guys. That's Rufus and Dutch.
Okay.
You need to roll for me as well,
this
please.
time.
Oh yes, there we go. That's better.
Well,
Sorry,
back
Mike,
to
it's-
this.
the dice have switched. 4. That's a 4 for you, Dutch.
4 plus a D8.
Oh yeah, plus a D8. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, roll an 8. Go on.
It's a 4, so 8 total plus your Dex mod. Plus
So
2,
10.
So 10.
I'm still here. So you know.
Oh, I know what he's doing.
He's entering the Feywild.
He's just he's battle squeezing his own ass cheeks.
Shut the fuck up, man! I thought you wouldn't tell anyone.
It's okay, dude. We all do it.
You promised, bro.
I'm just gonna use this as the Goliath for now.
Oh, look at this nerd.
Oh, look at this.
It's just because it's a
Cuck.
tattooed bald person,
Cuckold.
but
Goliath.
Richter's back up there. Dead body.
I was thinking about, like racial weapons. A racial weapon for a Goliath, but it's like a fucking 12-foot tall longbow. So it's basically mobile artillery, and you can only ever make one shot with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's do. Rufus, what did you get?
14.
Dutch.
10.
He's dead. They need a turn.
Dutch,
Oh,
no.
right. I thought you were saying the Goliath was dead.
Fandel gets a
You got a 10 initiative.
Hey.
That's enough to kill him.
Zook.
11.
I mean, let's be
Dylan.
real. If it was Rufus, then
24.
Dutch. It's probably dead.
24. Richter.
Half of that, 12.
12. And
Oh.
Goliath got
I'll-
16 plus 3.
I want to do another battle scene with me and Rufus, like with Dutch and Rufus on the fucking front line.
Okay,
Just hold while
first
everyone
up
else goes into the spells.
with
Yeah.
Dutch grappling
Bang, bang,
and
bang.
Rufus standing in position to strike. Dylan, you're up first.
So, Dylan raises a hand, and black veins pulse through his already wolf-like clawed hand, and a dark energy takes hold of the Goliath as he swells and bloats with necrotic energy. I use my blood curse of the bloated agony on him. He has disadvantage on strength and dexterity saving.
Oh, he is so
Hell yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
He too fat.
yeah, and then I will. Can I move? Can I get to him?
No. Can you see the screen?
That's probably important that I keep the silence spell up, so I won't do that.
Yeah, the bloated agony is not concentration, is it?
No. But I'll amplify that as well. So at the end of his turns, he's got to make a Constitution saving throw, or it continues.
Okay.
And also, if he attacks, if he makes more than one attack, he takes D8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So I could shoot him. Shall I shoot him as well?
Yeah, fucking shoot
Yeah.
him, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
Fuck it.
fucking
Is
Dragon
the
Ball Z.
bloated agony a bonus action?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
But we need him alive, though. Is that right?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I can fuck him up a bit, can't I? Just
Kneecap
sort
him.
of-
Yeah, just kneecap the motherfucker.
All right, let's just go. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just aim for like his knee or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incapacitate.
So summoning a crystalline umbral arrow, I draw and I just carefully take aim at his knee. And I'll use the Bow of the Storm's ability to get advantage on this, and I'll go for a sharpshooter shot as well. That will be just -5. Sorry, it's been a while. +9, so a 23 to hit.
A 23 to hit hits.
Yes, nice. Right. Let's shoot some d6s. So 5 sneak attack plus another d6 for the
arrow and a D8.
Can I just remind everyone?
Rogue.
Oh, that's a terrible roll. Like, that was 4 ones and a 1 on the D8.
Oh no.
Ah,
3,
that's a
4,
kneecapping roll.
8, 9, 10, 13, 23, 29 damage. That is total.
Okay.
To the knee.
9.
Oh, I didn't read this before. He has the wrestler ability. Tattooed Pit Champion makes all grapple checks with advantage.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
Oh.
But it will be a straight roll
Technically,
now.
his grapple check isn't. He wasn't making a grapple check, right? Oh no, it's because it's contested.
No.
It is
Yeah,
still
yeah,
a
yeah.
grapple check. So I'm gonna roll one more dice and see if it's above. In which case, he's not grappled from before. So I just didn't read that. I rolled a 6, so he's still grappled.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
How much damage? Sorry, Theo.
That was 29 damage.
29 points of
knee.
damage. Okay. The crystalline arrow takes him in the shoulder between sort of him and Dutch. It was a slightly difficult shot in this small space,
Yeah, sure.
but you rolled high enough for his half cover to kind of get past. He doesn't even he just sort of shrugs it off to the side, looking around the room and seeing Balthazar's dead body sort of in the corner. Next up, it is his go, unless you're moving anywhere.
I can't really go anywhere, can I?
Okay.
Oh, I get a second shot. So I'll
do?
just do that
Quarters
quickly.
combat.
You do get
Yeah.
Try to remember the basics of CQC.
That will be a 26. to
Yep,
hit.
that hits.
And that's just the bow. Just for 11 damage. Second shot.
Okay. It's not nothing. Okay, I need on his go, Dutch. I need you to make me a charisma, just a charisma roll,
Ooh.
Yes, please, Theo.
and I need to make an
yeah.
intimidation check.
Let's switch out to the other one. 14
No,
plus
not
any bonuses.
it's not enough. You look up towards this towering figure. You have him grappled, and he turns and twists and just yells down at you with all his fury, in the most sort of aggressive, intimidating way. And
Does silence have any effect on that?
it's called Terrifying Visage, so it's to do with
Okay.
how he looks.
Yeah.
There's no sound, but he just sort of screams down at you. Because you failed, he gets to make an extra melee attack against you, just for
that's
free. It kind of freaks you out, and he's going to headbutt his face into yours for a flavored headbutt for an 18 to hit.
No,
Is your AC 19 now?
it is now.
How is it? How is it
All of a
19?
sudden,
Because of the
Dutch
feathers.
went up from a 16 to a 19, like over his last 2 bits of loot.
Wait.
So he's
how?
like- So the armor, the bracers, yeah,
So you've
and
got
I put my decks up as well. So
feathers
like
of
my deck,
orcish
I can't.
leathers and feathers give you a plus. What?
Oh, Theo even helped count me this out. Fucking ages. Like we've done this. We've
Why are
done
you
this.
counting it out? So when is he making another attack, Tashi?
He that's just a free action thing that
Okay,
happens at
cool.
the beginning of his turn. I'm just working out whether Dutch does have 19 as his AC. Because what's the plus on the leathers and feathers?
Pretty sweet piece of armor.
Well, it's leather.
Yeah,
so
plus two.
it's leather.
I've got the.
So I remember it is a plus.
Leather
something,
armor's
but it's
11,
still-
right? Leather armor's 11 there.
It's
AC.
it's technically studded.
Oh, it's so 12. Yeah.
I remember. Hang on, I've got it written down.
Yeah, I think there are a plus at
Bulbous
least.
leathers and feathers. They're a +1, so they're a 12. Plus,
Studded. Is it studded leather, Tash? Studded leather's a 12.
so it's
it's
13. Plus
Yeah.
your normal bonus,
Braces.
which is
And I've got enchanted braces that we got.
That's
which
plus
is a
one.
+1.
So what's your
and
AC?
then I've
What's
got
your
a
dexterity? What's
plus-
your
So I add
dexterity?
my con as well as my dex.
Yeah. Which is what?
So 6.
Do
Yeah.
you get that do you get that when you're wearing armor though?
You don't get the
Yeah.
con if you're wearing armor, because it's a barbarian thing.
No, I've got. What have I got from? No, it's a +4 then because it's from the pugilist. Let me find level 1.
Yeah, the pugilist. Pugilist is specific.
Yeah. Yeah, I had my con instead. Sorry, so it's +4 from that.
Because your con is a +4.
Yeah.
So
18.
so it's 18. No,
No, 17.
it's 14 +4, 18.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Thought
Yeah.
19 sounded
Oh,
right.
and I got the. Oh no, the toughness feat is just for health, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. So it does
So
hit.
in that case, Rufus will use his
Wow.
reaction to teleport the echo within 5 feet, and he'll make the strike at the echo instead, getting in the way
Yeah.
of Dutch.
Okay.
And an 18 does not hit the echo because the echo's got 19 AC.
Oh.
Ooh.
Very good.
Ooh. Wait.
So he goes to sort of headbutt down, but the echo somehow sort of appears in the way, and he headbutts down sort of through it. But your little gnome form sort of jumps up and hits it back. Okay, that happens at the beginning of his turn. Next, he is going to. He is going to.
Our Lord Spectral Champion.
Fuck, there's loads of people in the room. He is going to attempt to break the grapple.
With
So he's going to
disadvantage.
use his whole action to do that. So it's a straight roll because he has Wrestler.
Does he have this, Dylan? Did you say?
Yeah.
Do I need to roll for Dutch?
But he has advantage, so it's
Oh.
straight.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
I rolled badly all this time. That's a very good roll.
14.
Does Dutch have, have advantage on grapple?
29 for Dutch.
A 29 for Dutch. He got a 27.
Oh, that was a 14
It's
on the
an
dice
18 plus 9. Damn. So
Wow.
even with that, he spends his whole action. He looked like he was gonna break it out, run like out,
there. Yeah.
seeing the dead body.
No, I
That
want
is
to out
his-
wrestle him. Let me do a thing.
That is his. I always forget this. Can you replace a? No, you have to break the grapple. Takes your whole action. So that is hit. That is his go. That is his go.
Damn.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ending his go. Ruthus, you're up next.
Nice. Is the door open?
The front isn't, but the bookshelf is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Ruthus will. Firstly, Ruthus's avatar will dart around him to the other side, to this spot here. So he's kind of like blocking the entrance, and there's at least something in the way.
Yep.
And then the Ruthus and both the avatar will each take turns slashing out at the Goliath. I guess like at his like Achilles heels with the sunblades.
Okay.
Try and stop him. So first one, double 5. It's not going to be very good. So 17 to hit.
A 17 hits.
Oh, because he's just in leathers, right? Nice.
Well,
Really
he's
tight
got
person.
he's got a pretty good con buff to it, but even so.
True.
Tashi, he needs to do a Constitution saving throw to see if.
To see if he takes some damage.
Yeah.
That's a natural 1.
Oh no, it's just to see if he breaks it. So it just lasts for another round.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Just
No, it's on him.
cool.
All right, I'm just going to roll like a bunch of attacks. So the first one did 13 damage.
13 points of damage. Cool.
Next one is a 30 to hit, which does 16 damage.
Okay.
Next one is a 31 to hit.
Damn.
That does 10 damage.
Okay.
And I can also unleash Incarnation and make 1 extra attack whenever you take the attack action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll attack 1 more time for a 29, doing 12 damage. And that last strike will again be in like a vulnerable place where it's going to hinder him from running, reducing his speed by 10 feet.
Okay.
Nice.
Ganon style.
Yeah.
Dan, you start
Is
slashing
now
away at him.
that guy
He
in my
looks
mind.
he looks like he's taken quite a beating, and he's definitely taken at least double the amount Balthazar did, but he's still standing. He looks bloodied. Ending your turn, Rufus. Richter, you
Yeah.
stand by the front door, watching on as these two Yoda-like Rufuses just like slash back and forth at this giant Goliath. What are you doing?
So the Goliath is still grappled.
He is still grappled by Dutch. Yeah,
Right.
Dutch is holding him there.
Yep.
And which of these tiles is the doorway? Is it
Behind you.
For some reason, I can't seem to control anything on.
Right here. No.
No. I mean into the other. Is it
it's
here
both. It's
or
both.
is it
It's a
here?
10-foot bookshelf, so it's both.
Okay, awesome. Richter will use his bonus action to summon the Rook Halberd into his hands.
There's this
That's
sort of
something I
like
can do, isn't it?
that comes out, a thoom, if you will.
And then Richter will put the halberd under his arm and do a Theon Greyjoy style suicide run directly at the Goliath, hoping to spear him.
Okay.
I would run down, but for some reason I can't control
I don't
my
think
character.
I've given everyone permission.
Gonna
So
go
that's
within.
fine. That means you have to describe it to me.
He's,
anyway.
no, go. Can you go back 1 because I want to go within 10 feet.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Right. And here we go. We take a strike. Haven't done this in a while. Here we go. So rolled as a 16 plus a 12, which
That
makes
definitely
it
hits.
28. Booyah, son. Okay. And then he's going to hit the fucker with a motherfucking. Here we go. Ooh, D10 rolled as a 6, but then we add another 7 to that. So what is that? That's 13.
Yes, 13 points of damage. Nice.
13, and Richter will pretty much be done with that, really. He's going to maintain that 10-foot distance, but yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to
You haven't got your second
do.
attack yet from your paladin side, have you? Surely you have.
No, because I've been pumping it all into Warlock.
You have. What are you? What's the split at the moment?
Oh, I mean, I've got the bare minimum of. I took
it's
Paladin up
4.
to 4
Yeah.
just so I could put another point
That's
into
it, yeah.
Charisma, and the rest of it is Warlock.
Yeah, makes sense. That's great. Okay, in that case, ending
I keep
your
calling
turn.
myself a Palok when the truth is I'm more of a Warlin. Yeah.
It is
Ending
more.
my turn.
You slide the halberd sort of across his shoulder, gouging it down and through, and then as you drag it back, you sort of clip part of it, and you see his tattoos kind of like shred slightly, and his skin begins to tear open. Zook, you're up.
But in
Okay.
silence.
Right. Once again, the big man shrugging off the spell. Luke kind of like takes a blow back and goes, "No, come on!" And he tries again, and he points the staff straight at the Goliath. And this time, beaks and claws start emerging out of the trunk of the tree, like screeching. And he's going to shove it towards the Goliath once more. So I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That would be 4 + 1 for a 5.
Yes. So he starts to shrivel down into the form of an earthworm.
Okay. And it's for
Get
a
worms.
minute you've got?
An hour.
An hour, unless he's
think.
hurt.
Unless he's hurt, yeah.
Dutch,
Oh,
I will
God.
say he shrinks down, but because Dutch has him grappled, he shrinks down to naught but an earthworm in Dutch's hand.
Don't squeeze.
Fucking perfect. What do you think about that?
Okay, I'll keep this initiative roll just in case, but for now you're out of combat. Fandel, he has sort of the lantern in his hand.
I've still got silence up, but me
Yeah.
and Fandel are actually out of the silence.
Ah.
I mentioned it earlier, and I was like, oh, his Zook spell's not going to work because of the silence,
Oh,
but we're just
clever.
out of
Oh,
it. Yeah, we're literally just
good
out
to
of
know.
it.
That's very true. Fandel has the lantern turns. I'm not quite entirely sure how we fit him in. If he isn't dead, I don't think this is going to be able to extract his soul from the living flesh. Well, I assume we can try.
well, now that we have a soul, couldn't we do the life transference? Does it have to be a willing one?
Wait, life transference?
Not life transference, soul transference.
Soul transference? That's not possible.
Well, not among perhaps this city's scholars, but we have encountered it before.
You've
We,
encountered someone moving a living soul.
I glance at Richter and sort of, yes, you might say that.
Maybe this isn't the best time to
amazing.
discuss this, but we could go into detail later. We need to sort of think what we're going to do.
My theory is that if you were to place said worm into here, while he is still living, or at least with a good amount of his fortitude left, I don't think this is going to be. It is but a lantern. It cannot simply outright suck the soul out of someone. That would be enormously powerful.
So
Perhaps
Something
a
has to
lesser
die?
creature that would have a smaller life force. It could, but something as large as that. He is but a worm now, but I fear that he is not truly a worm.
Do you think if we kill him, do you think we could get his soul into the lantern?
I think perhaps if he is near death, we could.
Well, this is all not all for nothing. If we wait for him to, if we stamp on him, he turns back into the Goliath, and we all go hell for leather and finish him off.
perhaps we could lay it near the lantern, and then
It was
we
looking
just
rough before we even did this.
I have
And,
arcane
you could get ready.
means. I believe I can control this in some way. If I know a dead being is near, perhaps if we are quick enough, we can capture it in here. But I imagine that the easier way would likely be a small creature that it would consume. But
Fuck's sake, Zook, and you and your morals.
I have no doubt that it can. It just may be more tricky, and he may need to be quite thoroughly beat. I fear that if we put said worm in the lantern and then do it, he will turn back into Goliath inside the lantern and shatter said lantern.
I see, but if he were to die close to it, if you were to kind of draw the soul in,
I think it could be possible with my strong arcane abilities. Yes.
okay, then we try that.
Is the container?
Didn't we do
watertight?
this?
Drow, because those guys are in the silence. Dylan starts sort of like miming, throwing getting ready with a bow, and then Dutch throwing the worm on the floor and stamping on it, and then we all attack. And then I point at Fandel with the lantern and start doing making gestures as if he's gonna sort of capture it with the lantern.
Did we do this before with a goldfish that we all stepped on?
You did it with Zyzus once before.
Didn't you tell
yeah.
Theo, did you just tell Dutch to stamp on the worm?
Well, not straight away. I was like explaining what we're going to do.
Interestingly,
ready weapon.
Both people with the lowest wisdoms, I would like to make me an insight check.
Yep.
Oh, that was good. I got
roll
a
your
15.
dice, please.
Oh, an insight. That's a 4.
-2.
Rufus, what did you get?
15.
You get it. Dutch doesn't.
Rufus will immediately put a hand onto Dutch's arm and be like, wait.
He's like lifts a big orchid.
He's got the worm. He's like...
I'll float up to Dutch and I'll take the worm out of his hand. And
Can't we just walk into the bit where we can hear?
Yeah, you could do. So
Yeah,
I
just
beckon
unaware
the
worm
of
and the
where that
Goliath
is if you're in it.
explodes out of him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, he eats it. It's about.
Right.
It's actually about. So let me think. So
I did have a plan about we could turn someone into an insect, fly up his anus, and then turn back into our normal selves. What a horrific way to die from
It's
being
like
exploded
literally
from
right
your
on the edge.
inside.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to be an ant crawling up a worm's asshole.
So what are you doing then?
So I'm going to basically
We're going to surround him.
Yeah, we're going to, over an amount of time with gestures, make sure that everyone understands that I'm putting the worm down next to the lantern. We're all going to just unload on the worm, and Fandel's going to do what he can.
Gonna circle check this
No,
worm.
no. Fandel needs to hold the lantern. He said he needs to control it
Yep,
with.
That's exactly what I
So
mean.
he's going to stand
he's
right
gonna
by
hold
the
lantern,
worm.
right by the worm, doing whatever he can to draw the soul in.
Okay. In
So
that case,
everyone get ready.
everyone will get an attack. So let me know what kind of attack you are going to do.
I want a pre-rage haymaker, please.
Okay.
Everyone
we
has
should wait for
advantage.
Dutch to do it, land a fist on it, and then we all like, as he like bursts into a Goliath, just like pinpushing
So
him.
it's like you've got an
Yeah.
action basically, so you can slash a bunch of times or you can cast a spell or whatever it is.
Oh, so I can attack
We
loads.
get 3 attacks.
Well, yes, technically you have your surprise round action first, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bonus rage,
yeah, but
and then
the very first attack will probably trip him straight back into a Goliath. But you still all get to pummel him.
Friends, my attack will magically move him at least 10 feet, if not 30. We might want to place him against the wall so that I don't knock him out the way of your bolts and swings.
in the air.
No. That's stupid.
Why you?
Can we all get around him if so?
How many of you are
Well-
there? One. Fandel needs
I'm
to
doing-
be there. One,
We
two,
could
three.
put him against the wall and be a
6, yeah.
firing line, basically.
Yeah,
You
we
could
could do that. Yeah.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. So you can do this. Oh,
We could also shut the bookcase as well, so we're just in here, and then like
Yes.
he's locked in
Yes.
basically.
So you can
Oh
do.
no, this is horrendous.
You can
This
do
is brutal.
this if you need, but
Wait, can we-
Fandel
can we-
needs to be here.
Terrible.
If Richter's
God,
doing a
what if-
ranged attack, can we swap? Me and him swap? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm doing
I'll
a
go
melee.
behind the tall. I'll go behind the short fella.
I'm meleeing.
Can I go into an advantage position?
Not if he's against the wall.
Actually, can I be behind the worm so I'm the wall? So I'm flanking.
Okay, you drag the body out there, then Rufus can get there.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just want to be
Okay.
behind him when he turns back into a
And then
Goliath.
you're gonna swap.
Well, I'm gonna slam him into you if you do that.
You're gonna
so-
swap like that,
I love
so you
this
have advantage.
hilarious
Okay,
little, like
so
He will die.
Token chest.
He will die.
who we'll do
Open
it?
chest.
We'll do it in order of initiative again. So
I'll go here so I can shoot.
you're
This is
you're up
gonna be
first, Dylan.
so ridiculous.
He's gonna die first.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'll just try and shoot him with like, yeah, just try and shoot him right there, just on the floor.
Now, don't eat this soul, okay? We need this one.
A 21 to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit the earthworm.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Oh wow, these dice are not happy today. 10, 17, 23. 23 for the first one.
23 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah. And then the second one, I'll do a sharpshooter.
Okay.
Ooh, natural 20.
Yay!
Holy crap.
Okay. Dice. 3 on the dice. So 6, 12, 22 for the second.
Okay, so 45 altogether so far. So you strike both arrows in, and he kind of immediately bursts up into this form. He is, although an earthworm, technically, yeah, kind of unsurprised. So what I will say is everyone else needs to roll initiative again. As he bursts back, he might get a hit in or something, depending on how quick he is. If
Hey, do initiative again.
Yeah.
I got a 21.
Okay, so you're before him.
Was that plus your D8?
Yeah.
You're before him.
Rolled an 8 on the D8.
Should I roll for Dutch?
Yep.
Yes.
Ah, shit, it's really bad.
God, my rolling tonight is really bad. I rolled a 3 and a 1. 4, so
Dutch, 4 plus.
plus 2, 6.
2, 6.
Okay, so you're not before him. Zook,
17
you are the same as him. So what's your dex mod?
plus 3.
Plus 3. His is plus 2, so you're actually before him.
Aha!
And Richter, you were after. You said it was bad.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, first up is Rufus, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Ruthless and his avatar just machine gun shanking from position. So first is 28.
Nani?
It's 12 damage. The next is an 18 to hit.
An 18 hits.
Nice. Does 14 damage, and then that one hits. It's a 7, so that's higher than the last roll. 29 does 13 damage, and then Unleash Incarnation for one more. There's a 29 to hit, and does 15 damage.
Holy crap. Oh, hang on. My pen is unlocked for some sort of reason. Okay. Okay, he's still standing.
Jesus.
It is Zook, you were before. Can Zook finish him off?
Zook pulls up the Staff of High Canopy, and he floats up into the air, and then he floats back down again and shoves the root into his neck, and black sap drips out onto his neck and around his throat, and I cast Blight on him. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I don't suppose he's also a plant?
He is not also a plant, unfortunately.
Okay,
that would
he'll
be...
just make a straight roll.
That would be, he has a +8, so 15 plus 8 is a 23.
Oh, so he takes half. I pre-rolled. I rolled 37. So, what's that? 36 would be 18.
18?
That's rolled it down.
It's just
Or
not enough.
a 19 if we're rounding up.
We always
feeling
round
nice.
up. We always
Is he
round
dead?
up. No. Still just not quite enough. Clinging to life, the Goliath spins about. You can see he's just shredded up from all these attacks, and he seems to know he's going to die. He's going to look about. He screams out, but there is no sound. He is going to look towards... He is going to look towards the old man holding the lantern standing out. And he needs to make a charisma check. Not bad. Against intimidation. The Goliath screams in silence towards Fandel, and Fandel just kind of gulped. But he thrust the lantern forwards, and he beat him on the charisma save. He is not intimidated.
Oh, he's in the party. Yeah. He's in the party.
Seeing that, the Goliath is going to make his full unarmed multi-attacks onto Fandel. His first attack. In fact, I won't do them all. We'll see how we go. The first one.
The first attack, Rufus uses his reaction, and a gnomish, translucent form appears between them, catching his fist in his hand.
Yep, and I definitely missed the 19. The fist kind of comes out towards Fandel, but the shadowy form almost appears for a sec, thrusting the hand forwards and then disappearing once more, back to where it was. Angry, he's going to spin, looking towards you, Rufus. He is going to strike out at the shadow one first. The second attack for that's a bit better, for a 25.
It hits.
So it just poof away, right? It's only got 1 hit point.
It has 1 HP, so yeah, it just dissipates.
It just dissipates. Aggravated, he spins even further to the right, like sort of in a line, and seeing Zook there, you were the last one to sort of damage him. He's going to make his last attack, which is going to be a disarming attack on you.
Uh-oh. Cute.
So that is going to be an unnatural 20 to hit.
Yep.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
This won't go well.
It's not as much damage because he's not using his fucking massive sword that he doesn't have anymore.
Ooh, it's an 18 minus 4, so a 14.
I was saying that when you polymorph someone, it polymorphs with their stuff, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh, so he will. Yeah,
and then
he
all
will
their stuff
fucking
comes
draw
back.
These attacks have been with the sword.
Okay.
Luckily, he missed Fandel. That would have fucked Fandel up. I think he probably would have died with that one hit. Would have just been bam through him.
Oh, Jesus.
What did you get for the strength save? Sorry.
14.
Okay. You take. Oh, I wish he'd done more attacks. He rolls. He gets to double his strength bonus for a damage, so it's a plus 10 to the damage. So that is a.
I want that.
23 points of damage.
Damn.
And the 14 was not enough. As he strikes down, cuts across you, and he just like almost bats the staff of High Canopy out of your hand. It kind of like flings backwards away, hitting the wall and scattering off behind you. That is the he's got a bonus action attack. He gets the bonus action attack again. Now that you're disarmed, he is gonna strike down at your head.
Oh.
For the exact same roll. 14 plus 9, 23. Yeah. So that. That's a better roll. That's. That's 25 points of damage.
Okay.
And that is the end of his turn as he slashes across Zook twice. Dutch, you rolled a 7? Or a 6?
It became a.
It became a 10, so you're before Richter.
So now.
Yeah, actually, I didn't roll for Fandel. Let me just see how good Fandel is. Okay, good. Fandel didn't beat the 17, which is good. So it's Fandel's turn. Fandel, fuck. What?
How does he want to do this?
No, well, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
come on,
know what
Fandel.
actual attack like.
Wasn't he
does.
like holding?
Arcane Bolt.
Wasn't he readying himself to do the thing though? So I don't.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
I can see you're keen to cast a spell with him. It's fine. It's fine.
He's gonna attempt.
Cast
to
friend?
cast a cantrip firebolt, which he does have.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's a
For
blast from
a-
the past.
Yeah.
Oh, his plus is really good, but it's a bad roll. He goes. Oh, he has fucking disadvantage because it's a ranged attack. Yeah, it just goes. The guy like knocks his arm up, and the flames just kind of hit the wall. To no effect.
You took a shot. That's all you have to do to prove you're one of us. You took a shot.
It is Dutch, your turn.
So I'm stood behind him.
Yeah. He's like staggering, bleeding out.
I'm gonna swing the whip up like a mace and give him a proper smack round the head with it and see what that does.
Okay, go for it.
Roll a d20, please, Theo, with advantage.
Yep. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I don't know what's going on with my rollers. That's 2 4s.
Oh,
Jeez.
No, so that's fine.
Well, what does that make? Because his AC's not amazing.
Oh shit, yeah, so it's plus 11, and then I don't know if the weapons are plus 1.
15.
His AC is a 16, so unfortunately the whip comes across, but he manages to catch your wrist before just moving his head under as it kind of whips over. You pull back away from him. What are you doing?
I'm gonna drop the whip and then just kick him in the nuts since he's looking at my hands.
Okay, make
Nice.
your attack.
Again, please, Theo, with advantage, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Roll for damage.
Yep.
Not damage.
Do you want me to roll
So
for
that's
you?
d10.
Death by nut crushing.
Oh, I don't roll out that often. Gotta have one here somewhere. Oh yeah, there we go.
Someone else want to roll damage?
I've
Go
got
on.
it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go for it.
What is it?
Yeah, roll a d10.
D10.
D10. Oh, it's a 7.
It's
Oh
enough.
shit!
You strike
Oh.
your knee into his groin area, and you hear this. Well, there's no noise, but you see this, like a ooh 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 ooh.
Fucking
as you
Tekken.
KO him in the nuts. He just kind of crumples up, and you hear this crack on the inside, and his
I
body
feel
kind
it in
of,
my foot.
his body does that kind of like slump over thing. You know when someone gets knocked out and they pass out standing up, and they kind of
Yeah.
their
Full.
upper torso kind of falls before their legs. He does that and just kind of collapses to the ground.
On the
Yeah, his
spot.
butt's
huh?
like poking up in the air a little bit.
Fandel immediately is going to make this Arcana check. He's got a good plus on it.
Come
Needs
on.
guidance. Guidance.
What's his plus? What's his plus?
Guidance.
You see him hold there. I rolled a 5, but he's got a plus 10, which is the 15, which is the DC. So lucky.
Oh,
He holds
Christ.
the
Such a
lantern
dumbass
out,
idea.
and you watch as the lantern suddenly begins to glow. I think I've got it. And you almost see this kind of like trail. Actually, in fact, who saw this? Who saw the souls in the astral sea?
Yes.
only a
I
few.
did because I was
You can see.
holding Rufus's in my hands.
And
Rufus
Dutch
has-
did as well.
Uh,
I remember Dutch,
no, Dutch didn't.
Didn't he?
Rufus, Richter, and Dylan all did because they have
Oh, is it based on
died.
wisdom? Or... Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
That is why they can see the soul, at least in the realm. But you see it now. You don't see it from the body, but as it gets close to the lantern, you can see like tendrils of something wispy. And eventually this pale white light begins to emanate from the lantern as it illuminates and lights up. There are a few sort of potted plants in the room that you are currently in, and all of them immediately like move and shy away from the light as it expands out. It like repels them back away from you.
Necrotic.
I will drop it silence at this point, just so we can talk.
Yeah.
We've done it. He's gonna pass over to Ruthus. I've been thinking about this for a while. Hang on. Just for a sec. He's gonna pull the little lever on the side to open the bookshelf. And you watch as he begins to kind of cast his hands around. This should stop them for at least a little while. And he kind of releases it. And you watch as energy pours out from him across the ground. Those that are arcane of means can recognize a fairly high level casting happening. Within the room, the main room in front, you see a woman lying on the bed, being a whip sort of lying on the side. There's a little bit of blood on her back, but she's kind of breathing softly as Balthazar sits quaffing some like liquor of some kind on one of the chaise lounge. The Goliath stands on the inside of the doorway with his back sort of to the door. And they're all kind of moving in like as if it is real. It just kind of floods out from him and envelops the room. Yeah. Okay. I have to concentrate on this, but it should last for at least a day. And I've
Good
programmed
work,
it
Fandel.
so that if someone knocks on the door, it should essentially play through a little animation where said Goliath opens and says, opens the door wide enough for people to see in and see the two people, and he says he's busy currently, and then closes the door once more.
You've thought about this in detail. Well
Yes,
done.
The only thing that we have to do is we have to actually have the door.
I'm sorry.
We have to actually have the door already open, as he cannot interact with the real physical door. But if we leave it open, the fake door will be there. The only issue is if someone goes to knock on it, they will find that their hand does not find purchase. The way we could get around that is if we leave it slightly ajar, so that they can
We'll
see the
push it
Goliath.
open.
Well, I
Yeah,
assume
shit,
we won't be
oh.
here.
That sounds good. It seems like you've got this all figured out, Fandel. And this is why we brought you. Well done. You've already proved useful.
Well, thank you very much.
Zook's gonna just basically cast another spell, washing out an aura of vitality with the little maple samaras floating round in a. Says in an aura of 30 foot radius, but I'm gonna probably try and make that smaller if I can, so it's not actually exiting the room. And then just to heal up basically.
I'll say that you can. You've got the arcane.
Yeah. I just don't want
divine
some
capabilities.
strange lights emanating in the corridor sort of thing.
Yeah.
Does anyone need healing? Is anyone bloodied at all?
No,
Is everyone good?
just you.
We made it through
just
that.
me.
Okay.
Right. Zook's finally just going to heal himself.
Okay.
But I'll roll
So
back.
holding
You carry on.
the lantern kind of warily, paying attention to where the light is, the sort of dark light is emanating. I'm going to be careful not to shine it on anyone just yet, just in case.
It's not directional. It's emanating out in all directions, all over you all already.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's like it's glass all the way round, and there's like a sort of spherical light within the middle that's kind of milky and moving about.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, everyone. Keep your eyes out. Let me know if you see any doors, any keyholes. I'm going to walk around a little bit. just sort of making a small turn within the room, looking around.
Anyone that wants to have a look, roll me an investigation or perception check.
Yes, please, Theo.
I got 7.
27 perception.
You take a little bit of time,
3.
I'll say the next sort of 5-10 minutes as Zook is healing, and you look around the room, casting this light across every nook and cranny. As you move, the plants shift away from wherever the light is. They were completely unmoving normal plants before, but they physically like grow and move and shift away from it as much as they can in some kind of magical way. Passing it across various bookshelves or past the cabinet, you notice nothing of further interest.
Can I put the carved, intricate bones down somewhere in view of the light? See if it does anything to them.
Shining the light on the bones reveals nothing unusual.
Have we shone it on the other item that we had? The key, the weird object
You
that
haven't,
Vandal
but
was fiddling with.
in doing so, you shine the light out to the large sort of geometric key shape. No effect.
So with all those rolls, nothing in this room. Okay, Rufus will then continue to go out into the bedroom and see what we can see in there, if anything comes up.
Are there blinds that we can close to the windows
There
so
are
that the light's
curtains
not showing?
that I imagine are actually already shut.
Yeah, cool.
I'll take the same rolls for the other room. You scour it. Because you know it's an illusion, I'll say that you don't need to roll to kind of unrecognize it. And you're able to kind of see both, see the room and see the illusion almost kind of over the top. But again, nothing turns up. The light doesn't seem to change anything. Your mic has suddenly gone like a Dalek, Aiden. I don't know whether you want to unplug it, plug it back in really quick or something.
Yeah.
Full Dalek mode.
Yeah.
Exterminate.
Guys, what are we gonna do? I think it's actually in the
Any better?
the maze.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah, hang on a sec. Yeah, that's better.
Just real quick as an idea, just silently gesture to Dutch, like to do this quietly, to join me in lifting the bed, maybe?
Yeah.
He
Quietly,
just wants to lift the bed.
quietly, you lift the bed up.
Dutch does it. It's just like, now what?
Doesn't appear to be any hatch or hidden entrance under the bed.
I'm gonna have a little peek outside from the curtain and see what I can see outside. See if there's any people.
You can hear what's there. If you want to
Yeah.
look through Ook's eyes, you could see. You can see people mingling about. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. With Ook, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, rolls. Like a 9.
You just see the party kind of continuing. There's lots of people outside eating at this point. Like, kind of, there's some various food stalls serving drinks. A lot of people are
Can I
into
see
their cups.
Can I see the maze from here?
No, this looks out the front, so no.
This looks out the front.
Yeah, you're like, if you're looking at the house from the manor from the front entrance, you're top left. So yeah, it looks out on that corner, but the maze is behind the manor.
And there was nothing else in that room.
It goes without saying
no,
we're taking everything, right?
You've thoroughly searched it. You've taken what you want in terms of alcohol and things. Doesn't appear to be anything else.
Do we?
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought that it might be in the maze. Do we think that the lantern shows the correct way through it?
Because we flew over it, I would have sensed sort of what was beneath me. Was there anything of intrigue, or was it just like this weird
Is there a
sense
middle?
of...
Over the maze?
Yeah, we flew over it, didn't we?
Nothing more so than I've already said.
Yeah.
Was there anywhere
there,
that
like-
we didn't...
Oh, my door's going. Hang on. Be back in 2 secs. Chat amongst yourselves.
Was there, when you guys were flying over the maze, was there like, a kind of a sort of large central area like mazes often have, or anything like that?
Were you there?
You said it
with
was
us?
like massive, like it went on for a really long way.
Because a
You don't
plan,
like-
I don't like this plan, but it's an option. I could become Balthazar, go to the maze, because presumably the guards won't stop me, it's mine, and then a bird above me could direct me through it. If there's like a central area to it, maybe.
True.
Don't know if anyone remembers there being like any kind of big open area bit in the middle or anything.
I don't think anyone
I don't
saw
think
that.
so. Actually, I've Zook's flown over it several times. Does he know that there's a big open area?
There looked to be no open area. When you flew over it, you just saw like pathways and various corners. It's all very like squiggledy, geometric, but there were no significant landmarks that you could see. The only thing you did see was you swear you saw it move.
Yeah.
I think
well-
we need to go there.
What better
Is it-
place to hide something precious to you than a moving
Wait.
maze?
Is it a hedge maze?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plants move away from the lantern.
Oh,
that's
he-
true.
The maze is made of plant.
That's true. Oh my. We have free reign of the mansion as well, do we not? Because if you turn into Balthazar, there's no Balthazar to contradict us moving around. So we could walk out. You could say that we're honored guests.
Yes.
So
As
we
long
actually
as
have
we
quite a lot of
don't
freedom.
bump into Gwendolyn
True.
along the way.
That's true.
I feel more comfortable going unseen. I could probably slip out the window and meet you there. I think it would be suspicious if there were too many of us.
I
Oh,
can use Featherfall to come out the window as well.
I can do that also, but that will arise suspicion.
Just to try and avoid Wendelin is all I mean.
I think
You might
I
catch
think
my scent.
yourself as Balthazar could probably potentially leave out the front entrance. I can
Okay.
tell you which way to go, and I tell Richter which way to go because I've obviously explored the full extent of the grounds.
Okay.
And then so the rest of you can sort of decide where you want to go. Well, potentially we've got Fandel. Are you able to change the way our appearance, the way we look?
Yes, I can cast seeming on us all. I'm just going to double check if.
Seeming's not concentration, is it?
I don't think so. Actually, neither is programmed illusion.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
he can.
I'm going to bounce quickly, guys, while we're not in RP time.
Okay, man.
Okay.
We're probably going to finish in like 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, I need to like pack up. I've got like Warhammer stuff everywhere on Emily's desk.
Okay, man.
All right.
All right. See ya.
Right.
Love
Nice.
you, dude.
See you Saturday.
See you Saturday, boy.
I just need to change the settings now really quick. Cool. Okay.
So if Fandel turns Dutch to look like the Goliath,
I could be
You
a
could be the-
mage.
you could be the
And
cat
the-
again. You could be the cat again. No?
I'm out of
then-
wild shapes. I mean, I could
But
be
with-
as an
with
illusion.
seeming. Yeah, as an illusion.
Seeming is it has to be the same. They can't change the target's body type, so must choose a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs.
So, Fandel, make me into a small mage. a halfling or a gnome.
I can make us look all like we're party guests of some kind.
Well, I was just thinking if Richter's Balthazar, and then Dutch is the Goliath, and then Fandel or Zook, you could be the woman that Richter was before, and then perhaps a guard as well. Or I don't know. I think we should go with the people that we know. You know, it might arise suspicion if people might be like, oh, who's that random gnome that Balthazar's with? I don't know who that random gnome is.
Or we could be party guests in masquerade.
Yeah, absolutely. If we can be tall, normal sort of party guests walking around, that'd be fantastic. But I do float, so it needs to be believable.
Quite. Very well. It shall be done. And he begins casting once more his hands about himself. Let me just double check this that he has that as a. I definitely has that, but I just want to. Yeah. No, it's the 5th level. Cool. Yeah, he begins casting that about him, and this sort of illusion envelops you all across you. He's gonna not do it on Richter, as he knows Richter has the ability to just constantly do it, and if he does it, it will clash with whatever you're doing. So he's not going to do that.
I'll accept it though, and I'll take on the guys for party guest. Or maybe I'll be someone that just
Okay. Where to?
All right.
So I would know where the maze is. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. So it's behind the mansion, but a little bit of a distance through some of the gardens.
Can we take a blanket or something to just cover the lamp? So
I think that's a good idea. Whip it off the bed, maybe.
Like a pillowcase or something.
Yeah, you can take a pillowcase.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable in guiding us out through the manor?
Yes. Myself? There's this.
Well, you and Zook and Richter are the only ones who've seen the place somewhat.
Yes, that's fine.
We need to walk out with confidence.
Well, I could pretend. What if I was a guard? So we could sort of preemptively say, and then it would make more sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what if a couple of us were guards, and we could look like the guards that. There was 2 guards. So whoever saw the 2 guards, or I saw the one that was killed, I could be that guard again. Although Fandel hasn't seen them. Just 2 guards, I suppose. It doesn't matter.
We've all seen the guards that were like at the gate and stuff.
Actually, yeah, I saw them. So I could be one of them because
But if we're guards that they know,
Fandel has to know, not you.
Yeah.
I see.
And he doesn't. He hasn't seen shit.
Okay. Well,
just generic.
How about if you were a guard and some of us were members of the university? He could be showing them around, showing them the mystical tricks of his maze for academic purposes. So me and Fandel could be different members of the university, maybe ones that look a bit more senior that might be invited to the party.
I don't think that anyone is here from the university.
Well, that's almost a good thing because we won't be recognized.
Right. I'm just not sure if that's probably the best idea.
Okay.
If we bump into Gwendolyn, if he's here, he will likely know who we should be if we are from the Andrion.
I think anonymous party guests may be the best course.
So be it.
Okay.
That's what we'll do.
Fast forward.
Make it so.
Fast forward to anonymous party guest. Who is a guard?
I'll be a guard.
Okay. He's going to be a guard then too.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, you begin making your way out, led by Dylan.
I'll try and take them out the back route, and I'll sort of scout ahead a little bit and sort of see if I see people coming. And just sort of I just want, if we have to walk past people, we have to walk past people, but for the most part, I want to avoid people.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let me quickly look at the map again. So you will have to to get back down to the main floor, you have to go down the main staircase. But you can exit through where you know there is a one of the back entrances, which is kind of near that staircase. It just means you're going to have to go through. Yeah, it just means you're not going to go through the main hall, but you will get near it. So that's probably your best bet.
Okay, we'll do that. And I'll obviously let Richter sort of lead a bit more than...
Yeah, to get there, you have to basically go back down this small staircase that's near the chamber, down through near the ship room, across the lower chamber, across the balcony to get to the other side, to the main stairs.
Yeah.
Then go down, and yeah.
Okay.
I will say, because you're leading the way, roll me a d10.
A 2.
A 2. Okay. You make your way down. Kind of, you're slightly ahead, looking around corners, etc., etc. And you walk down. You walk across the balcony area. Everyone can see down now across, like, people are dancing, people are well into their cups. There's like lots of music. There's things, people are like knocking things over and stuff. It's getting a little bit more sort of later into the night, but people are having a good time. People are kind of like dancing and drinking. You head down round through the withdrawing chamber to the main landing, where the large set of kind of stairs lead down. And as you begin to go down the stairs, you, with your kind of 50 feet radius, you sense someone coming. You've passed some people, some like party goers, etc. There's people kind of like kissing on the balcony and all sorts.
Yeah.
You feel the familiar footsteps of Wendelin coming around the corner.
Oh, really?
You stop probably a ways ahead, but he comes with the 2. He comes around, and you hear his voice. Ah, the birthday boy himself. It's I've been looking for you for quite some time.
Ah, Grand Inquisitor. Ah, Grand Inquisitor.
So Richter would know that. Richter would know that. Obviously, that we. That
yes.
That he was. We would have relayed this information because we've been speaking about. Yeah, we would have relayed that he's already met. He was talking to Wendelin earlier in the party,
right.
and then that's when we slipped the note.
And
obviously, you would have known this if you were here last session.
Yeah, yeah. And it seems like they're old friends. Is the impression that you got?
Yeah.
Yes, I have no doubts, but if you would bear with me, I have a personal matter to look into.
Oh,
perhaps we could meet.
Of course, of course. Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Persuasion. Ba, 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 ba.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
18 plus 14.
Oh,
wow.
32.
It's good.
Wendelin stops on the stairs.
Get persuaded.
It really would be best not to wait too long, but
No, give me
it is
give me
your
an
party.
hour.
Very well. I shall see you soon, old friend.
Soon indeed.
He crosses you on the staircase. Just sort of, I would say that Zook, you kind of turn round as you're walking down, and he just watches you all go and turns and walks up further along the staircase.
Unclench.
Oh,
Good
being in
fucking
that
roll.
tower.
He's got
It's being
such
in
a
that-
good insight as well. That is a crazy roll.
Fuck.
So lucky that was
God
good.
for emissary.
I think he would have
Oh.
needed like a 19 or a 20 to actually beat that roll.
Can I insight his look back at us?
Sure.
Just to see, like, do I think he knows?
Tell us a secret about some prisoners of yours.
Can I roll as well?
2.
Yeah, Zook was the one who looked. Sure.
I got 16. I think.
He's hard to read.
I'll start leading these guys like swiftly now.
With a swift pace,
Yeah,
you make your way out through the back into some of the back gardens. They're less lit round here, and as you kind of move through that area to actually get out, you can see that round the back there's sort of like behind the scenes catering, you know, where they're like doing things that aren't necessarily on show, and they all immediately when they see Balthazar coming, really kind of carry on. A couple of them were like smoke because it's late and they've kind of fed most people now. A couple of them are smoking or playing dice, and they like immediately put it away. You pass on by, heading down through the gardens into the darkness, and a short walk eventually takes you to the large hedge archway with sort of like this very immaculately square cut arch, kind of like with various hedge kind of trims weaving around it, that just leads maybe about 10 feet in, 10 feet wide. It's quite a large walkway, it's not narrow. Leads in and immediately takes a right-hand turn and kind of fades into darkness. As you stand there looking up at these hedgerows, they are like, a good 15 feet high, thick, dense, and there is a strange kind of mist that seems to kind of lie around it. An ominous presence, it would feel.
Have eyes on us at all, would you say?
Are you talking to the others?
Yes, I was
Wait,
asking.
say that again?
Is anyone watching? Do we have eyes on us?
Yeah, scanning the grounds. Is there anyone watching, even from the estate?
Roll
Any
me a
windows?
Perception check, Zook.
Perception check.
But 29.
With a 29, you scan back up through the gardens and you don't see anyone. No, there's no guests sort of really head back here.
I think we're in the clear.
I whip the pillowcase off of the lantern.
As you whip it off, like a ripple, like water, the hedge just kind of like flicks back. This sort of, it shifts away, sort of opening up a larger panel, and the light that emanates forwards hits where it turns, makes a right-hand turn. The middle section just parts, like it's like forced to grow away and creates a further tunnel through the hedgerow.
Ooh.
It kind of begins almost like not growing, not burning away, but kind of like twisting and moving unnaturally, like it's disgusted by this light as it shines on it.
like
As soon
writhing
as
in
we-
pain.
Yeah, writhing in pain is exactly what it seems like.
As soon as we see this, Rufus is going to start walking straight in and say as to the others as he goes, come, gypsies, there's no time.
Interestingly,
Haste.
I should have said this earlier. I hadn't considered it. The staff of High Canopy is like equally feels like it's trying to move away from this light. Like it's. Well, you went and picked it up probably from the ground where it was cast over, and as you picked it up, almost like a negative magnet, it's like pushing it away.
Pulling away. Oh,
I
man.
pass
feel
Zook
like
the
it's
pillowcase
pain
and ask if he wants to put the staff in the pillowcase.
Yeah, I just I just whisper to it like, "You'll be okay. Night, night, my sweet. I'll see you in the morning."
Ruther strides forwards into this kind of like misty new opening.
We must get out of sight.
And you all
See.
begin to head after him into the maze. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh,
Oh.
man. When those hedgerows parted, that felt so good.
That was some
Cedric Diggory, no.
some satisfying revelation moments there. I really liked watching the, but it does this, but wait, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Light bulb moment.
Fandel came in clutch there.
Fandel.
Yeah, incredibly useful.
So
in the way
good.
we thought it'd just be like doing like wizarding kind of.
He's a fucking
Dispelling.
archmage.
We just wanted him to dispel the sigil.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. The plot thickens as the gypsies head towards a vault of some kind, perhaps. Join us next time for the installment of the Journeyman Questers.